It's time for Tiger Tip-Off. Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOBE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
And a very pleasant Thursday evening, everyone. Welcome to Lander Valley High School and the tip-off of Lander Basketball 2024-2025 on 1330 KOBE, 107.7 FM, as well as live streaming video right now at county10.com and via the County 10 YouTube page. I'm Scott Fuller, and this is the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's is a proud supporter of Fremont County athletes. Tonight, the Lander boys and girls basketball teams wrap up their season-opening doubleheader of the day after both teams were in action late this morning and early this afternoon. Both teams coming away with victories earlier in the day, so both your Lander Tiger teams are 1-0 on the brand new season. First up for us here on the nightcap, the Lander ladies, fresh off a definitive 63-14 victory over Rollins late this morning. Game 2 of 4 for Lander in the 2024 Lander Invite is Newcastle, the Lady Dogies of Newcastle. Upcoming opponents, or an uncommon opponent, I should say, for either the Lander boys or girls team out of 3A. Newcastle last season an overall record of 10-14 on the girls' side. They were 3-3 in conference play, respectable. Notably, the Dogies much better at home last year than on the road. Their home record was a winning one, but Newcastle only 1-7 away from home last year. That includes neutral site games. I'm not sure you can count this tournament as a neutral site game as it's hosted in Lander, so we'll consider this a road game for Newcastle and a home game number 2 for Lander, although technically I think it might be classified as a neutral site game. Regardless, this will be Newcastle's first game of the year for either the boys or the girls. Lander drew the doubleheader day here at the Lander Invite earlier, and the Lander girls team, as we mentioned, rolled to a victory earlier today, 63-14 over Rollins, and so 1-0 on the brand new season in an effort to go 2-0. A very, very young Newcastle team is in Lander's way tonight. LVHS is young, but not this young. Newcastle rostering only 9 players. I believe that's correct. They may have a couple others that they have added, but I'm counting 9 on the floor right now. So they rostered to Newcastle 9 players. Not one of them is a senior. Every one of them is a sophomore or a junior. The majority of those 9 are underclassmen sophomores. I think 3 juniors on Newcastle's roster. So very young Lady Dogies team. Lander's attack led by sophomore point guard Daisy Goklich. She'll try to push the ball in transition along with Hayden Goggles and Kendall McFadden up top. Just one game in the book so far for the Lander Tigers this season, so not a whole lot to add up in terms of stats or splits or numbers to go over, but a very busy basketball weekend in Lander continues. Coming up next here at the Lander Invite, this is one of 10 high school basketball tournaments happening across the state as we speak, representing the opening to the brand new 2024-25 basketball season in the States. Lander and Newcastle girls basketball coming up, followed by the boys later on tonight. We're going to be hearing from LVHS head girls coach Drew Powell coming up on the Porter's Tailgate Show, leading up to Lander ladies basketball on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
I'm John Shade, your Lander Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement of our young athletes that they receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I, John Shade, with Edward Jones, is a proud sponsor of Lander Tigers and University of Wyoming on this station, 1330 KOVE. Call me today or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Northside Body Shop in Lander is proud to support sports and student athletes this season. Northside Body Shop is a staple in the Lander community and is primarily engaged in auto body, paint, and interior repair and maintenance. If you hit a deer or have a vehicle accident, Northside will get your repairs handled and accept all forms of insurance. Javi and the crew got you covered. At Northside Body Shop, 323 North 2nd Street, Lander.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Welcome back to the Lander Invite at Lander Valley High School. Opening day of high school basketball across the state of Wyoming. Lander girls set to take on Newcastle. They played earlier this morning, did Lander. 1-0 on the young season. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton. Your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's is a proud supporter of Fremont County athletes. Well, after Lander's first victory on the season earlier this morning, we caught up with LVHS head girls coach Drew Powell. Here is what that conversation sounded like after a victorious open to the season.
Powell, congratulations on your first win. Just starting practice a couple of weeks ago. What did you see that you liked? What are you going to work on after the weekend so far?
One of the things I really liked was just our transition and the speed that we played at. We were so unselfish. It was pretty awesome to watch, just, making a couple extra passes and getting a layup out of it rather than shooting a 10, 15-footer at times. We have lots to work on at the beginning of the season, and you're just kind of starting to build that foundation. But that's really what I wanted to start the foundation as, so that we can kind of grow from there.
Notice that transition game, maybe the first game kind of a thing, but getting a little bit ahead of itself here at times. But when you guys get that clicking, that could be a scary aspect of your game.
Yeah, we're small, and I knew that we were going to have to run transition really well to beat a lot of the good teams in the state. But it really just comes down to sharing that basketball in transition and getting good passes out and getting rebounds. But yeah, we're just trying to do our best every single day that we come out and play, and I think it shows from the first practice to now.
So rest of the weekend, you have a game tonight, a game tomorrow, a game Saturday afternoon. These early season tournaments, do you like the we're going to do it all at once and just get out there and kind of see where we're at and go from there, having all these games at the very start of the year?
Yeah, I do. I think it really gives us a chance to kind of see who our identity is and then kind of see who's playing the best. It really comes down to we're playing each other in practice every day, and we just need to get out and play some games, and this was a great game to get out and play. And then we got 3 more on the weekend, which is going to be great for us overall.
Awesome. Coach, congrats on the win. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Drew Powell, the Lander Valley girls basketball head coach. Following a 1-0 decisive start to the season, Lander 63, Rollins 14 earlier this morning, but that was then. We have another game to play. Lady Tigers have been introduced. They will roll with the same starters they did this morning. Goklish, McFadden, Mulholland, Goggles, and Reinhardt will fill in Newcastle starters as we go as well. This has been the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton. And we are underway with Game 2 of the Lander girls basketball season. Lander winning the tip. And quickly looking for a 3 in the corner. That's no good. Offensive rebound by Goklish, and that's put up and back in. So the first 2 points of the game go to the Lady Tigers. And quickly forcing a turnover is Hayden Goggles. Puts it up. That's no good. So Newcastle will try in transition. But the ball skips away and is taken away by Deegan Reinhardt, junior, new addition to the team, starting this year, and made her presence felt in the opener. Time of possession is all Lander right now as Hayden Goggles drives in past the left elbow, floats the left hand. That's no good. Offensive rebound is pulled down by Reinhardt, struggling with it. Loses possession to Adeline Olson, sophomore for Newcastle, across the timeline. Take it herself past the left elbow. That's poked away by Goslich, but put back up and in. And Adeline Olson answers for Newcastle. 2-2. Minute 10 played in the first quarter here on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Backdoor cut, Kendall McFadden saves it to Reinhardt. She puts up a shot from about 6 feet. That is no good. Out of bounds to Newcastle. 4 possessions for Lander, only 1 for Newcastle. But points for the Lady Dogies. Here's that 1-2, looks like a 1-2-1-1 maybe press, full court. It is broken by Newcastle with Adeline Olson, the sophomore, looking for help behind her. Dumps it off to Brooklyn Benthoff. And now Newcastle resets the offense with Sydney Peterson. Dogie slowing things down just a little bit. Fed back inside. This is another sophomore, Drenson. Kicks it up for 3. That's no good. Nice box out on the rebound by Hayden Goggles, who corrals it for the Lady Tigers. 6:11 to go. First quarter, 2-2. Lander and Newcastle. Lander's second game of the season here in the Lander Invite. Newcastle's first game of the brand new year. Lady Tigers working their offense on the perimeter. Miscommunication is going to lead to a turnover. Kendall McFadden diving in on offense and had the ball thrown behind her. That'll give the ball back to Newcastle. Now for the inbound. It is Dressen who gets to Sydney Peterson, one of the 3 juniors on this Newcastle roster. Mentioned it in the Porter's Tailgate Show. Extremely young, this Newcastle team. No seniors and only 3 juniors on the roster. Working their offense with Adeline Anderson. It's taken away by Goklish. Loses the handle but regains it. Gets help for 3. That's no good. Offensive rebound. Goggles had good position but missed out on it. So Kendall McFadden dives in off the glass. That won't go. And a foul, our first of the game, going to be called against Newcastle on the second rebound attempt. They're going to get Adeline Olson. I believe I said Adeline Anderson, player for Lander last year, not on the team this year. So Adeline Olson, Newcastle's point guard. Inbound is to Reinhardt. Deegan Reinhardt inside. Goklish handles it and does save it to Reinhardt. Streaking across the lane is Reinhardt, and she's fouled. Believe this will be a shooting foul. Nope, it's on the floor. Team foul number 2 and the second on Olsen as well. So Newcastle's ball handler at point with 2 early fouls in this game. Lander still with 0 team fouls. Off the inbound, Goggles works on the right side perimeter. 2-3 zone of Newcastle's, and Lander tries to break it by cutting inside. Ball gets away. There's another Tiger turnover early on, but it's thrown away right to Zoe Mulholland, who pulls up for a long 2. That won't go. Uncontested rebound and putback by Daisy Goklish, and the Tigers are up 4-2. Trouble again for Newcastle, and a foul on the putback. I think that was Daisy again. Was that Hayden Goggles? That was Daisy Goklish. Foul's going to be called on Delaney Dreesen, and an early timeout taken by Lander. We'll keep it right here with a 30-second timeout to remind you that these broadcasts are brought to you in part by Myers Gambles on Main Street in Lander. They're excited to cheer on our student athletes this season. Gambles has winning deals, and remember, delivery is always free 30 miles from the store. That does include Riverton, so turn around and shop in town. Second game the Lady Tigers have played today, and a little bit of a shaky start offensive ball handling wise. Head coach Drew Powell using an early timeout to settle his girls down just a little bit. No problem with time of possession or forcing turnovers for the Tigers early in this first quarter, but committing a few too many themselves for their head coach's liking. Daisy Goklish fouled on the shot, so the sophomore will have a couple of free throws upcoming. Tigers up 4-2 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Daisy with a high arcing shot makes the first free throw. A very deliberate free throw shooter we saw in the first game, and has that moonball arc on the free throw. Second one is no good off the front of the rim. Defensive rebound is pulled down by Newcastle, and now Adeline Olson is doubled at the timeline. She passes out of it for Newcastle, but another turnover. It's taken away and pushed up the floor to Kendall McFadden. Kendall looking for a streaker inside, gets it back, thought about a 3, pulled it back down. And now Lander sets up their offense with 4:16 to go in the first quarter. Here's a floater in the lane from Hayden Goggles, her 3rd and 4th points of the game. Lander leading 7-2. Newcastle struggling offensively, just getting their set offense going with this young team. 3 juniors, no seniors on this roster. Everybody else is a sophomore. And that ball is tipped away. Nice defense by Reinhardt. She's pushing the play up ahead with a layup to Daisy Goklich, who has 5 on the night. Lander up 9-2 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. Newcastle runs their set offense. Sydney Peterson wants a 3. That's no good. 1 and done for the Lady Dogies, and Lander has possession. Pushing the ball a little bit now is Goklich. She goes all the way down to the baseline and pulls it back for a new play. Hayden Goggles pumps, drives. Now is tied up. Drops it off to McFadden. Kendall misses an easy bunny, and it's back to Newcastle. 3:13 to go, but Lander up by 7. Brooklyn Benshoof finds a streaking Olsen. Olsen puts it in for 2. Then Newcastle is back within 5. 9-4 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Goklish, sophomore point guard for the Tigers, starts the offense to Reinhardt. That's Goggles in the left corner. Bounce pass to Reinhardt down low, and there's a foul on the floor on the entry. Team foul number 4 in the quarter. Rule change in Wyoming high school basketball last season. There is no single or double bonus any longer. It is 5 fouls in a quarter, and you shoot 2 free throws. Newcastle is at 4 right now. Lander yet to commit a foul. Reinhardt on the inbound. To Goggles. Rounds checking into the game. There's a bounce entry pass from Goggles. But stolen away by Sydney Peterson. She's pushing the issue for Newcastle. Lander back on defense, and Sydney Peterson stops to set up the play. Brooklyn Benshoof able to save the possession, and now she has it at the top of the key. Skip pass over to Kendall Von Eye. She's got it top of the key for Newcastle. Sydney Peterson's been trying that 3 all first quarter. That won't fall for her either, but the offensive rebound goes long and is pulled in by Adeline Olsen for Newcastle. Olsen drives left elbow, picks up her dribble, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Paisley Hollingshead, I believe. They did get Paisley. That's her first foul, and that will be the Landers' first team foul of the first quarter with 2:05 remaining. Tigers on top 9-4. Another 3 from Sydney Peterson goes awry. She's tried about 4 of those for Newcastle early on, and the rebound's pulled in by Lander. Here's a 3 answer. That's no good. Missed everything, but nice save to Hayden Goggles, who has 6 points of Lander's 11, and the Tigers are up 11-4. Dreesen has the ball knocked away from her. There's another forced turnover by the Tigers. That ball's poked away from behind in transition, though. And Adeline Olsen has it for Newcastle. Trouble breaking the timeline. There's another errant pass out of bounds with Olsen looking for Sydney Peterson for Newcastle. And it falls out of bounds off of Peterson. So Lander basketball right in front of their bench. Minute 27 to go in the first quarter. 11-4 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Goggles takes it across the timeline, then dishes to her left. A little weave action up top. Backdoor cut. They wanted Hollingshead down low, but it's stolen away. Good idea offensively. Better defensive play, and Newcastle in transition. Dreesen slows it down to Olsen for the Lady Dogies. That's Olsen driving in from the left elbow, puts it up off the glass. That's no good. Ball's free around the free throw line. Eventually corralled for Lander by Reinhardt. And now pushed ahead by Daisy Goklish. Excuse me, that's Goggles. Goggles gives it for 3. That's no good. Offensive rebound, though, is pulled down with an extra bounce pass in. That shot up and no good from Mulholland. A whistle, and the ball is out of bounds to Lander. Paisley Hollingshead in on the offensive rebound. We'll get a couple of subs in now for the Tigers. Kendall McFadden checking in, giving Reinhardt a rest. Also see Hayden Goggles trotting off the floor with 6 points on the night. Inbound is stolen but out of bounds. Christine Swetensley for Newcastle. 38.7 to go in the first quarter. 11-4, Lander on top. Off of the inbound. Paisley, that's Kendall McFadden. The ponytails of the Lander Tigers are messing with this announcer. Apologize for the confusion. Covering up the back of their numbers. Out of bounds to Newcastle after that Lander inbound. So a full court press shown by the Lady Tigers. Newcastle trying to break it with a couple of skip passes. Now pushing it up the floor. Ball is across the timeline to Swetensley. And Benshoof gives it to Adeline Olsen. She traveled. Sophomore point guard for Newcastle. Lander also with a sophomore point guard, Daisy Goklish, playing in her first games. as a starter. She has 5 points, does Daisy, for the Lander Tigers. Newcastle to inbound under the basket with 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here's a three by Bensoof. That's no good. Missed everything, at least it missed the rim, and it's out of bounds to Lander with 12.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Tigers up 11-4 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Daisy Goklish crosses the timeline with 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter clock. Daisy tries her left hand, throws the ball away. There's a steal with 1 point something left and not enough time for Newcastle to get a shot off. But at the end of the first quarter, strong start, a little sluggish and sloppy here and there, but the Lady Tigers up 11-4 on Newcastle. Back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
To Haskell Furniture and Flooring, now open in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more and start living in style.
Northside Body Shop in Lander is proud to support sports and student athletes this season. Northside Body Shop is a staple in the Lander community and is primarily engaged in auto body, paint, and interior repair and maintenance. If you hit a deer or have a vehicle accident, Northside will get your repairs handled and accept all forms of insurance. Javi and the crew got you covered at Northside Body Shop, 323 North 2nd Street, Lander.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Lander Invitational, opening the 2024-25 high school basketball season across the state of Wyoming, one of 10 such tournaments going on across the state right now. After one here in Lander, Lady Tigers already with a win under their belts earlier this morning. They're looking to make it 2 against Newcastle. On the inbound, Newcastle losing the handle briefly. That was Driesen, who gave it up to Brooklyn Bensoof. She's now in trouble. Back to the point guard, Adeline Olsen. Good idea in that situation. Get it back to your best ball handler. Olsen to a streaking Peterson, and that is good for 2. Lander on top 11-6 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Streaking inside is Daisy Goklish for another 2. Quick offensive possession there, and the Tigers lead 13-6. Just underway in the second quarter. Bensoof, entry pass is stolen away by Daisy Goklish. Goklish from the left elbow drives in, misses the layup. Offensive rebound, second chance is up and no good. Now it's Reinhardt in there for the Tigers. She'll give it up. And off the glass is Daisy Goklish, who has 9 of Lander's 15 points here in the early going. 15-6 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Sophomore point guard for Lander getting it done. Brooklyn Bensoof for Newcastle. Backdoor cut to find Olsen. Olsen stuck there, so she turns around on the left side to give to Driesen. Driesen, full 360 pivot and lost the handle. Stolen away by Daisy Goklish. Pushed ahead for a three-point attempt from McFadden. That's no good. One and done for the Tigers. And the Lady Dogies back up the floor for Newcastle. They'll get a Lander foul here. Blocking call. See who they give it to, either Kendall McFadden or Reinhardt. Actually, it was neither of those two. It was Zoe Mulholland. Lander's first team foul of the second quarter. Inbound under the basket. Adeline Olsen driving in with a jump step in the lane. That's no good. Shot never went off. It was stolen, deflected by Reinhardt. Gets to her point guard. It is Goklish streaking down the left side. Puts up a left-handed layup that doesn't fall, but she is fouled. Daisy Goklish, the sophomore, with 9 points already in the first half, and she's got a couple of free throws to extend a 15-6 Lander Tiger lead here early on. 6:04 to go in the second quarter. Lander and Newcastle girls basketball from the Lander Invite. Boys matchup of the same two teams follows this one. First free throw from Goklish is up and no good. Christine Swettensley into the game. for Newcastle. Second free throw coming from Goklish. Always 3 dribbles, always that high arcing free throw shot, and it is good. Daisy Goklish, first half double figures for the Lander Tigers, and LVHS is up by 10. Still in that full court pressure are the Tigers off of the inbound. Skip pass this time is read beautifully by Reinhardt and stolen away. Travel will be called, though, on Goggles. Looked like a Euro step to me, but you can never tell. The Euro step official on the backside calling that. Pressure again from the Tigers. It's broken by Kendall Van Eye, but stolen away by Reinhardt. Deegan Reinhardt. And now the Tigers are pushing the issue up the floor. Goggles floats one. It's up and good. Hayden Goggles with 8 points and a strong start to the game as well. Tigers up 18-6. Newcastle trying to get the ball down the floor as fast as they can, just manufacture something on offense. Wild layup is put up almost over the head toss there. Shot from 3 is no good, and finally the defensive rebound is pulled down by Daisy Goklish. That's Goggles, who's working the right side. Finds a streaking Zoe Mulholland. Excuse me, that's Addie Rounds with her first 2 points of the game. Lander up 20-6 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle working the outside on the ensuing possession with Peterson trying that 3. It finally does fall for Sydney Peterson. She shot that quite a bit for Newcastle, and she finally gets one to go. Cuts into the Lander lead, now 11 points, 20-9 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Contact in the lane on a drive in by Goggles, and that's going to result in a foul on Christine Swentensley. That is going to be team foul number 2 on Newcastle. Lander on the inbound, sub 5 to go here in the first half. Tigers on top 20-9 in their second game of the day. Feed to Reinhardt inside. That shot no good. Well defended down low. Newcastle pushing in transition with Greason. And Kendall Von Eye was called for a travel, dragging that plant foot. A lot of young mistakes here in this Newcastle team. First that we've seen them in a couple of years, and you can just see the age. No seniors on this team, 3 juniors. Everybody else is a sophomore for Newcastle. Lander dealing with some of those issues, but they do have seniors on the roster and underclassmen with a lot of playing time. Here's a 3 from the corner that is put up and no good from Lander, and in transition goes Bensu. Defended there by Kendall McFadden. It should have been a travel, and there is a travel called on Presley Fitzwater.
Into the Lady Tiger lineup, number 0, Daisy Goklish.
4:06 to go in the first half. Tigers on top 20-9. Goklish, top of the key, gives it off to her left. Nice turn spin in the lane by Kendall McFadden. Senior registers her first 2 points of the game, and the lead is now 22-9 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. All LVHS Lady Tigers early in this one. Ben Soof has the ball in the corner. It's knocked away, apparently off of Swetensley, and so Lander benefiting from another turnover. Goggles has the ball now, crossing the timeline without any pressure. Swings it to her left, and now pops back out, does Hayden. Looking for a screen. Pick and roll is stolen away. Nice defensive play. And driving in now is Ben Soof. She is fouled. See who they give this to, which Lady Tiger committed the foul. Might have been Goklish, it was. Daisy Goklish picks up her first personal foul. 2 fouls apiece here in the second quarter, and a couple of free throws upcoming for Newcastle. First one is no good. This is Brooklyn Bensuf for the Dogies. And a timeout taken on the floor. That'll be a full, so we will step aside and be right back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
To Hampton Inn and Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn and Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics Program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Get winter ready with Overhead Door. Don't let the cold in. It's time to prepare your garage door for winter. We'll give you safety, savings, and peace of mind. Our experts ensure your garage door is winter-proof with quality service and repairs. Trust the pros. Schedule your appointment today. Call 307-856-2210 or visit the website at overheaddoorriverton.com.
Watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Lander Invite at Lander Valley High School. Hosting Tigers on top 22-9 here on the girls' side, having won their first game of the morning against Rollins, trying to go 2-0. Still first half with the second of two free throws on the way for Newcastle. Tigers on top of the Lady Dogies 22-9 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Following the second missed free throw, Lander with a possession. This is Goklich, driving just inside the three-point line, puts up a high arcing shot that's no good. Now Newcastle in transition. That is Bensoof who draws the foul. Is that Paisley Hollingshead down there, I believe, for Lander? Nope, that's going to be Kendall McFadden. McFadden drawing her first. That's the third team foul. But these have been shooting fouls even before the bonus, and that free throw is up and good. Cuts the lead to 12. But the second free throw is no good. Pulled in by Zoe Hollingshead was the rebound. Goggles, right side, outside. Now a nice dump pass, nice drop pass inside to Zoe Mulholland. That's a beautiful assist from Hayden Goggles. Lander on top 24-10 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Just around the defender and the bounce pass to a streaking Zoe Mulholland in the lane. Like to see a lot of that this year. Goklich pushing the ball ahead. Now to Goggles. Goggles gives it and then posts up on that left block. She gets it and gives it up one more time to Reinhardt. That shot's no good. Rebound put up and in. Off the glass by Daisy Goklich. Having a whale of a game. 12 of Lander's 26 points for the sophomore point guard. Newcastle looking to answer the skip left side outside. There's a three to Bensoof. That's no good. One and done again for the Lady Dogies at the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. Tigers looking to pile on and answer on this possession. Here's Goggles, who picks up a dribble. Nice pass again inside to Kendall McFadden, who was fouled. Hayden Goggles has that no look around the defender, bounce pass in the lane, down, which you like to see. Almost form a whole offense around that player ability. First free throw from Kendall McFadden is up and no good. Let's see Paisley Hollingshead back into the game for the Lady Tigers. Addie Rounds is on her way back in as well.
Into the Lady Tiger lineup, number 10, Paisley Hollingshead.
Be Zoe Mulholland's coming off, and would assume the second sub is for the shooter. Second shot from Kendall McFadden is up and good. Lander adds to what is now an 18 points lead with 1:50 to go in the first half. Dreesen pushes the lane, kicks out for a mid-range two from the side. That's no good. A one and done again for Newcastle, and Lander coming away with a rebound with Addie Rounds pushing the ball up the floor. There's a Euro step drop from Goggles that was at a sharp angle. Didn't go, but a travel forced by Lander. Quick double team in the backcourt on the pressure. Forced the turnover in the form of a travel, and so Lander with the ball back with 91 seconds remaining in the first half. Goggles gets the ball in. Well defended. Now back to Goggles. Skip pass inside. And a drop pass in the lane to Paisley Hollingshead. Puts up a shot. No good, but she is fouled. I think Paisley might be the tallest player on the team as a sophomore. Impressive first game of hers. A lot of minutes. Her first varsity action that I can recall. Paisley hits her first free throw. Correct the score. It is, in fact, 28-10. That is the correct score on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Second free throw from Paisley Hollingshead is no good, and now Newcastle in transition. A travel is called down low on, I think that was Swettensley. Nope, that was Brooklyn Benshoof who dragged that pivot foot across the lane. So another turnover with plenty of time to go in the first half. Goggles with the ball with 1:07 to go. Gives it up to Paisley Hollingshead. She's driving, soloed, now drops it off. Three from the corner is up and good. That's Hayden Goggles. 31-10 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Goggles and Goklich both having excellent offensive first halves for Lander. Newcastle trying to thin the margin a little bit before halftime. Dreesen driving in, but she'll be fouled. Be a shooting foul and Lander's fourth team foul of the quarter. Paisley Hollingshead just got called for her third. Free throw is no good. We get Zoe Mulholland into the game there with Paisley Hollingshead in a bit of foul trouble with 3 fouls. Second free throw. And before it hits the rim, there's a lane violation against Lander. They actually may have gotten a couple of Tigers. I think Goggles at least. And maybe McFadden got in the lane early for Lander. So that's a free throw for Newcastle. Shot is no good. Missed all 3 of them. Second one didn't count, but missed anyway. Goklich with a rebound. 33 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Lander pressing. That's skipped to Goklich now on the right side outside. Pulled back, 24 seconds remaining. Streaking inside is Goklich, trying to establish herself on that low block. Had the ball tipped out of bounds, but it's off a Lady Dogie, so Lander basketball. Oh, no, that's a foul. They got Kendall Von Eye with her second foul, and that is number 5. So bonus time for the Tigers and Daisy Goklich. Her first free throw is good.
Into the Newcastle lineup, number 3, Christine.
20.4 seconds remaining on the second quarter clock. Have the Y. Buckle Up for Life halftime show with a recap of the Tigers' second game of the season. Coming up at halftime. Second free throw from Goklich, also good. Lead is 23 for the Lady Tigers. Swettensley driving in the lane, puts up a floater that's no good. 10 seconds on the clock, ball still on the floor. Lander finally corrals it with 5, cross the timeline. They have time for a shot if they can get one up. Goklich puts up a bomb that looked good but fell short. So after the first half, all Lander. LVHS Lady Tigers on top of Newcastle, 33-10 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. The Y. Buckle Up for Life halftime show is coming up right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Halftime of Lander girls taking on Newcastle. All Lady Tigers in that first half, 33-10 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Welcome into the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. YDOT reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Well, not, we'll say a thoroughly interesting game in a good way for the Lander Tigers here in the second game of the season, having definitively defeated Rollins earlier today, 63-14. Lander much on the same course here in the nightcap. They lead Newcastle 33-10. Scoring by the numbers for the Lady Tigers, Daisy Goklich leads all scorers, sophomore point guard for Lander with 14 points. Hayden Goggles also in double figures after one with 11 points. Adding to the total, Kendall McFadden with 3. Addie Rounds and Zoe Mulholland with 2 apiece. Paisley Hollingshead with a free throw, picked up 3 fouls, but making her presence known already on this Lander team in a positive way in the first game and this game as well. So that would be 6 scores for the Lady Tigers, 2 of them in Goklich and Goggles in double figures after the first half, and that represents all 33 points that the Lady Tigers have put up on Newcastle. Boys' version of this game is coming up next. Same 2 opponents as the Lander invite continues on. Great lineup of schools here represented. Some of the state tournaments teams from both the boys and the girls side last year along the lines of Pinedale. Powell is here present at the tournaments, as well as Newcastle, and Lander has the long day today, playing 2 games each for the boys and girls. They'll only have one matchup tomorrow. That, I believe, is the Thermopolis matchup tomorrow night for the boys and the girls. And then Saturday afternoon, Lander will wrap up their play. Great tournaments, and a shout out to the entire athletic staff, including athletic director, activities director Cyril Stauffenberg here in Lander. Always a great host for this event. Cerro having to put on the stripes for a couple of games already in this tournament. He had to ref a few of those. It's just a day in the life of an activities director, I guess. But Lander does a great job of hosting this tournament. It's one of our favorites here in Fremont County. Strandingen Classic is underway in the meantime in Riverton. All of high school basketball is tournament play today. There are 10 tournaments like this across the state. The Lander and Riverton invites being 2 of those, obviously, but all the teams in high school basketball, I think with the exception of one, and I can't remember who it is, so I shouldn't have brought it up, but everybody but one school is playing here this weekend and into the weekends to begin the season. A lot of those teams playing 3-4 games, as the Tigers will have by the end of Saturday. So, it's all Lady Tigers as Newcastle finds their way back onto the floor for the second half. Lander's still in the locker room talking things over. We're about 2.5 minutes from the second half commencing. Lander ladies on top 33-10. Back after one more break on the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Introducing WyoGlass, your local glass experts. From windows to showers, we got you covered. We're proud to be a part of the Lander community and a local sports sponsor. We're dedicated to serving all of Fremont County, so you can trust us with your residential and commercial windows and doors, auto glass, shower doors, and garage doors. For quality service and local support, choose WyoGlass. Visit us at wyoglassoflander.com or on Main Street in Lander today.
Proud to support Lander Valley High School. We are KOVE.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Lady Tigers on top of Newcastle, 33-10, set to begin the second half. This has been the Wide Out Buckle Up for Life halftime show, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Just about a complete first half for the Lady Tigers. Few too many turnovers, early season stuff. We talked to head coach Drew Powell following the conclusion of the Rollins victory. And you would think, after a 63-14 victory, there's not a whole lot to correct, but any head coach in any sport will always find something to correct. He mentioned the transition game that Lander's going to have to lean on a little bit. Not as much here in the nightcap. Ladies maybe still getting in season shape, running up and down the floor, but that's being undersized and relatively young. That's something that Lander is going to lean on a lot. A really effective fast break as the season goes on. They're still getting that worked out a little bit, leading to a couple of mistakes that lead to turnovers, but all in all, not a whole lot to complain about for Lander Lady Tigers fans. 63-14 win earlier today, and up at halftime over Newcastle, 33-10. Ready to go here with our third quarter. And it will be Lander's ball on the side from half court. Tigers up by 23. On the inbound, Hayden Goggles, one-on-one with Adeline Olsen. Goggles blows by her, puts a floater up on the right side. That's no good. Sharp angle. But the offensive rebound is eventually corralled by Goklish. She puts that up. That's no good. And here comes Newcastle in transition with Adeline Olsen. Olsen gives to Benshoff. And now that's Peterson driving in. She puts a floater in from about 6 feet. That doesn't fall. Easy rebound for Reinhardt for Lander. Goklish on the left side out. Bounce pass easily intercepted. Goklish will learn as she gets those minutes in. Can't complain too much about the sophomore point guard for Lander. She is their leading scorer with 14 points. After the turnover, Euro step by Benshoff. That's no good. And taken along the right side by Goggles. Hayden driving it herself. She puts it up and in. A little bit of a hesitation from Hayden Goggles on that right side was enough to create some space and puts in the layup. Just about a minute played in the third quarter. Lander on top of Newcastle, 35-10. Here at the Lander Invite. Newcastle looking for a backdoor cut to answer. Good look at a layup, but that's no good. Offensive rebound is pulled down. Adeline Olsen with a long two. That's no good. Daisy Goklish with the defensive board for Lander. Bounce pass into Goggles from Daisy up top. That's stolen away by Sydney Peterson for Newcastle. Ahead to Olsen. Olsen with a left-handed layup. That is good. Newcastle's first 2 points of the second half makes it 35-12, Lander. Goggles taking over up top now. Gives it to Reinhardt for three. There's Deegan Reinhardt. Hitting one from long range. One pass and done on that possession. First 3 points for Deegan Reinhardt. Looking forward to seeing what her season as a Tiger brings. 38-12 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Under 6 to go in the third quarter. Newcastle working their offense outside, looking for something with Dreesen. Skip pass is to Lily Morrill. She gives it up. Long three in the corner that's no good. Offensive rebound, second chance is there, and fouled on the putback was Swettensley. And they're going to get Daisy Goklish for the foul. That's Daisy's second. First team foul either way in the third quarter with 5:38 remaining in the frame. First free throw is up and good for Newcastle. Brooklyn Bentoof, the junior, one of just 3 juniors on this Newcastle team, as we've mentioned, no seniors. Second free throw also up and good, 38-14 now on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. That's Hayden Goggles trying to push it down low to Reinhardt. That was out of bounds. Good idea. Didn't have that passing lane, and that's a Lander turnover. Newcastle running their offense with a bit of a weave up top to Dreesen. Bentoof looking for that back door. That's what Newcastle's been looking for all game, and it works out for Newcastle. They'll draw a foul. Driving in, it was on the floor, but it will be the second team foul of the third quarter for the Tigers. They got Kendall McFadden for that. That ball thrown away. Chance for easy points for Goklish. Puts it up and in with the left hand. That ball thrown free and clear into the backcourt. And Daisy Goklish adds on to her game-high scoring total. Like to see that from a sophomore. Nice defense here up top and in danger of a 5-second call. That is Hayden Goggles. That's Goklish, who nearly drew a 5-second call after a full court break transition layup. Newcastle having to get Adeline Olsen back in the game as just a sophomore, but she's the best ball handler in this game that Newcastle has found so far, and the Lady Dogies trail 40-14. Inbound is easily stolen away. Goggles ahead to Goklish. Goklish puts it up and in for the left-handed layup. Making it look easy are the Lander Tigers here in the third quarter. 4:41 to go. A lot of points from Lander's offense here through 2.5 quarters. Offensive foul away from the ball on Newcastle. We'll see who they got. They'll call Kendall Von Eye on a screen away from the ball. That's their first team foul of the quarter for Newcastle. Possessions have been extremely short for the Lady Dogies. When they've passed it at all on a possession, it's been 2 or 3. Rarely getting a shot off. Rare still is making one. Still working out their early season offensive kinks, as all teams are. Goggles for 3 from the right side out. That's no good. Offensive rebound pulled down. I think that's Rounds in there. Floater from Goggles. That finds its way home. Lander on top, 44-14 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Olsen starts the offense, then to Swettensley. Inside to Von Eye. Von Eye is tied up nicely by, I think that was Goggles. And a timeout is taken by Newcastle. That's a full timeout, so we'll keep it right here. We'll take a break. Let's do that. Step aside, right back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
To Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Back to action in Lander with the Lady Tigers on top of Newcastle, 44-14. Newcastle on the inbounds after a timeout from their bench. Point guard for the Lady Dogies, Olsen at the top of the key. Hands it off, and a tie-up from Daisy Goklish will force a jump ball, and possession goes back to Lander. Smattering of fans, slightly better than the morning sessions, as you would expect on a Thursday night for what is essentially Lander's home opener this weekend. They'll play 4 games hosting this Lander invite. Hayden Goggles from the top of the key to the right elbow, picks up her dribble, now gets to Goklish. 4-3, no good. Good looking shot, but Daisy just missed it a little bit to the right. Rebound is pulled down, but then stolen away back by Lander. Addie Rounds with the ball at the top of the key. Backdoor cut from Goggles, that is up and good. Hayden Goggles trying her best to catch up to Daisy on the points sheet. Daisy Goklish has 18. Hayden Goggles unofficially 17 points. By far the leading scorers of either team between the two of them. 3:21 remaining in the third quarter. All Lady Tigers 46-14. Von I with the ball for Newcastle. Picks up her dribble after 2. Morrill skips it right side to Swettensley. She's guarded there very nicely by Goklish, maybe too nicely. They'll get Daisy for a foul. And that is Daisy Goklish's third. It's the third team foul for the Tigers. We'll get some subs after the foul. Kendall McFadden and Zoe Mulholland into the game. Daisy will come out, as will Dagan Reinhardt. 3 on the inbound for Newcastle. That's no good. Free and clear is Hayden Goggles with a rebound. She pushes that ahead to McFadden. Can't finish from the left side with the right hand, but the follow is good from Paisley Hollingshead. Mentioned her a couple of times in both broadcasts. 3 points in this game, but a lot of size height-wise down low. And more importantly for Lander's plans this year, moves as well in transition as anybody else down the floor. Dreesen driving now and kicking it out for Newcastle to Swettensley. Working in the corner. Drops it into Dreesen. Now back out to Swettensley. Back into Lily Morrill, who is tied up. Whistle out of bounds. It will remain Newcastle ball. Knocked out by one of 2 Lander Tiger defenders who were down low on that play. So Newcastle inbounds with 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Swettensley has the inbound, guarded up top by Kendall McFadden. Hands it off to Von I. Nearly thrown out of bounds. Sydney Peterson, nice job for Newcastle to corral that. That is pulled in and pushed forward, intercepted. Hayden Goggles can't finish the layup, but she's fouled.
To the line to shoot for the Lady Tigers, Hayden Goggles.
Goggles has 2 free throws coming up, 2:06 remaining in the third quarter. 48-14 Tigers on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Boys game to follow, same 2 teams, Newcastle and Lander, here from the Lander invite. Goggles misses too strong on the first free throw. Looks like Goggles will come out of the game after this free throw. She's been out there a while, a little bit gassed, but she's going to have to wait because the second free throw is no good, and Newcastle comes down with the rebound. 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Swettensley running the offense for Newcastle, gets to Peterson. cutter down low and now dished out from Driesen. There's Peterson for three. That's no good. She's taken quite a few of those. She made one, but it's just not fallen for her or her teammates in the first game of the year for Newcastle. Goggles driving in from the left side with the left hand, and Hayden Goggles adds to her total. Lander has broken 50, leading 50-14 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 1:27 remaining in the third quarter. There's a beautiful defensive steal in the backcourt. There's Goggles going to finish the play with the right hand. Hayden Goggles has forced a timeout from Newcastle almost single-handedly in the last 2 minutes. She'll get a brief break along with the rest of her teammates. In fact, I think she'll probably come out of the game due for a break, but Hayden Goggles now leads all scorers with 21 in this game of Lander's 52. Lander Valley girls basketball brought to you by Wyoming Catholic College. Proud to cheer on our local athletes. Your dedication on and off the field is admirable. Find them online at wyomingcatholic.edu. Scott Fuller with you from Lander, Wyoming. 52-14, LVHS on top. Minute 18 to go in the third quarter. Lady Tigers in control, coasting to what would be their second win of the year and their second win of the day. Earning a big win over Rollins earlier today. First game of the Lander Invite got started right after breakfast here in Lander. Been going all day long. A lot of great basketball, boys and girls side. We're going to wrap things up with Newcastle and Lander boys after all this. Out of the timeout, Newcastle running their offense with a minute to go in the quarter. Having trouble along the perimeter, and that's stolen away again. Ball is fed ahead to Kendall McFadden, who puts it up from the left side, missed the layup, but the follow, that is no good. So McFadden and Rounds both trying from close in, and a jump ball is what's going to result at the end of the play. Possession is back to Newcastle. 49.4 seconds, no points for Lander on the fast break. Can't get any closer in than McFadden and Rounds were. Just couldn't find an angle off the backboard. Lady Dogies weaving outside from right to left. There's Morrill, Lily Morrill. Hands the ball off to Swettensley. They're looking for a backdoor cut. Nothing so far. Peterson driving in to Morrill. Morrill was fouled before she lost the ball. The team foul number 4 in the quarter for the Tigers. One away from bonus time. So it will be Newcastle's inbound with 27.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It is flipped up to Swettensley. Gets it back in the corner. That three is up and good. Newcastle striking with a three. It's actually Peterson on the three. That's her second three of the game. 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Lander working around the perimeter. Now left elbow, trying to milk some clock here, driving in. And now pulling back out with 5 seconds to go is McFadden. Right side. And now back for a three at the buzzer that's no good. But plenty of damage done by the Lander Lady Tigers through three. 52-17, back for the fourth quarter after this on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Electric are your trusted electrical contractors in Lander. With over 30 years of experience, we excel in light and heavy commercial construction, residential remodeling, and service work. Our licensed electricians use only quality materials and are committed to meeting your construction schedules. For professional electrical services at competitive prices, choose Boyle Electric. Give your place's electrical wiring the touch of excellence. Call 307-332-8139.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM 1077 FM.
Lady Tigers inbound to start the fourth quarter in command over Newcastle here at the Lander Invite, 52-17 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Zoe Mulholland into the game now for the Tigers. She gives and then cuts. Bounce pass to Mulholland is a little bit low at her feet, but kicked out of bounds by a Lady Dogie. And so Lander retains possession under the basket with 19 seconds elapsed in the fourth quarter. 52-17 Tigers on their way to 2-0 on this brand new season. On the inbound, bounce pass to Reinhardt. She is fouled as she goes up. That is Zoe Mulholland shooting two. A couple of free throws coming up for Zoe Mulholland.
Newcastle foul number 5, Willie Morrow, second personal.
Zoe, one of two seniors on this roster. First free throw from her is up and good. Second from Zoe is also good. 2 for 2 for Zoe Mulholland, and she has 4 points on the evening. Newcastle running their offense with Sydney Peterson. You get Benshoff, and now Olsen. Olsen trying to cut in, gave it up to Morrow without turning the ball over. Newcastle just trying to drive in and find something backdoor from the outside, and it really hasn't been there a whole lot all game long. Good job defensively by Lander against this very young Newcastle team. Not a senior on the roster and 3 juniors, and that's it. But a nice backdoor cut there. As I say that, Adeline Olsen putting in a layup for 2. 54-19 and a travel before a 3-point attempt. There's a sophomore mistake from Paisley Hollingshead, who caught and shot. Shuffled her feet before she put up a 3 in transition, so turnover back to Newcastle.
Number 15, Delaney Drazen.
A lot of fun sophomores to watch on this Lander team, even after day one. But Paisley Hollingshead is one of them. Daisy Goklish, obviously another. Daisy with 18 points. Can't argue with that through 3 quarters plus. Following the travel, it's Newcastle running their offense with Dreesen. Same song. They're working the outside, looking for a backdoor cut somewhere. Sydney Peterson will also look for a 3 if it's open. Von Eye with the ball, guarded inside. There's a cut from Peterson that's stolen away by Goggles in transition. Let's see if Lander can finish. Layup is up and no good. But they'll have a trailer. And a nice pass by Goggles to Reinhardt, who is fouled as she goes up. Seen Hayden Goggles 3 times. When her man is right on her, will wrap the ball around and bounce it perfectly to her teammate. Seen 3 of those plays from Hayden Goggles. So it's free throws for Reinhardt. First one is up and no good. There's no power forward or center on this team for Lander this year. It's going to be Reinhardt and Paisley Hollingshead from the looks of things. Second free throw also bounces twice and no good, but the offensive rebound putback is there. Who else? That's Hayden Goggles with a nice box out and finishing the play for the Lady Tigers. 23 points, leads all scorers, does Hayden Goggles on the night. He's going to have a steal in transition. Nope, that is Goklish, who adds to her total. There's a running gun battle between Goklish and Goggles. Goggles with 23, Goklish with 20 on the night, representing obviously 43 of Lander's 58 points between the two of them. 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter as Newcastle runs their outside offense with Morrow. Here's a 3 from Benshoff. That's no good, short. Rebound is free. Offensive board is pulled down by Newcastle, but then immediately stolen away and pushed forward by Goklish. That should be a travel. Was not called. And long 2 following that was knocked out of bounds. That looked like a travel on Paisley again to me, but she may have gotten away with one. Took a couple of steps and didn't dribble once before passing. But it's not a travel if the ref doesn't say it's a travel. Benshoff working outside for Newcastle with Von Eye. Ball briefly tipped away. Nice defensive play by Paisley Hollingshead. You see those quick hands that she has with that height. And guarding someone up top, I might add. Comfortable all over the field, all over the court, should say. Be a nice addition to Lander's transition offense this year, I think, and defensively as well. Ball knocked out of bounds and so inbounded by Newcastle at the 5-minute mark. All Lander Lady Tigers 58-19 over Newcastle. Game 2 for Lander's ladies in the Lander Invite. Now after a steal, in transition, nice pass to Goklish. There's a beautiful feed to Daisy Goklish, and Lander up 60-19 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Newcastle just not deep enough and too young. Lacking a senior on the roster for the Lady Dogies. Lander not a whole lot older as Newcastle runs their offense with a spin in the lane that is rebounded, pushed out by Reinhardt. But this will be year number 2 in this system. And all of these ladies, minus a few, played under Coach Powell last year as Hayden Goggles drives in to add to her total. Easy layup. 62-19 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Newcastle running their offense outside. Skip pass to Bentoof. Double teamed. Gives it up. And now a long three by Peterson. That's no good. It's about 1.5 feet beyond the arc. So in transition go the Lady Tigers. Ball's on the floor now, though. Corral to the bounce pass to Paisley Hollingshead, who puts it home. See her floor awareness there from the sophomore, knowing exactly where the basket is, and as tall as she is, doing well to corral that pass at her feet. Brooklyn Bentoof gives in a weave to Driesen. Here's a three from Peterson. That one's up and good. Newcastle breaks their scoring drought. 64-22. Lander on top. Feed inside, and Reinhardt's going to put that up and is fouled. Had a defender, Bentoof, trailing her, was about 2 steps behind her. And by the time Bentoof closed on Reinhardt, she had put the shot up and got a freebie foul out of it. So a couple of free throws coming from Deegan Reinhardt. First free throw is no good. Too strong off the glass. 3 new Lady Tigers into the game. We'll see Kendall McFadden, Addie Rounds will come back into the game, and Reinhardt, pending a made free throw, will be replaced by Zoe Mulholland. Reinhardt's second free throw is no good. Bounced 4 times and out. So Reinhardt remains in the game. Set to be relieved by Zoe Mulholland. 2:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Lander's going to win their second game of the year on the girls' side. 3 in the corner is no good from Newcastle's offensive possession. Tigers with the lead, still pushing in transition. This is their DNA. This is what they want to do every game, all game, no matter the situation. Foul as the Tigers was driving. Don't have her on my roster, at least my varsity roster. We'll empty the bench here for head coach Powell. Running time with the margin being what it is. 1:45 to go in this game. Newcastle with a chance at a possession or maybe 2 before the running clock expires, but this they'll throw out of bounds. Another Newcastle turnover to the Lady Tigers. Mulholland checking into the game at that last whistle, and she'll inbound. Lander walking the ball across the timeline with McFadden. McFadden gives it to Hollingshead. Hollingshead lost the handle around the right elbow driving in. Turnover to Newcastle with 1:08 to go in the game. No drama in a good way for the Lady Tigers in this one. 64-22. They'll be 2-0 on the season, 2-0 on the first day of the Lander Invite. So when Tesley driving in, she had that shot blocked cleanly. McFadden will get credit for a block late in this game. 45 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. As McFadden picks up a dribble and bounces it out to Zoe Mulholland. Paisley Hollingshead playing way away from the basket. Just playing keep away, draining the clock with 30 seconds remaining in the game. Lander would be content to just pass this around. Shot clocks are installed here at Lander Valley High School for next year. 2025 season, all high school basketball in Wyoming will cater to the shot clock. Lander has theirs installed already, but reading zeros. That's going to be the game. 9 seconds remaining. as Kendall McFadden give it to Hollingshead. Time expires, and the Lander Valley Lady Tigers with a 64-22 victory over Newcastle. Easy as that. Lady Tigers are 2-0. Be back right after this to wrap it up with the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show and get you ready for the boys' rendition of Lander and Newcastle coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM 107.7 FM.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Long day of basketball, but a fruitful one so far for the Tigers. 3 down, 1 to go. The boys and girls have combined to go 3-0 here in the Lander Invites. Most recently in the game you just saw, Lander ladies on top of Newcastle, 64-22. That followed a 63-14 Lander girls victory over Rollins this morning. Off to a pretty good start with a combined score of 127-36, if my math is correct. Can't start a whole lot better than that for the Lander Lady Tigers. And welcome into the Bailey Tire and Auto post-game show here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto, proud supporter of our local athletes. Full-service tire and auto shops located at 755 South Federal in Riverton, 1305 West Main in Lander. The score that you see on your screen is a final for the girls, 64-22. Scoring breakdown for the Lander girls went like this. All scorers in the game led by Hayden Goggles. It was a back and forth between Hayden Goggles and Daisy Goklish for the Tigers as to who was going to end up on top of the score sheet at the end of the day, but they also helped each other quite a bit in their guard positions. So final tally was Hayden Goggles edging out with a high score in the game of 25. Daisy Goklish with 22 points, representing obviously 47 points of Lander's 64 between just Goklish and Goggles. Adding to the score sheet was Paisley Hollingshead, who had 5. Zoe Mulholland had 4. Kendall McFadden with 3 points, as did Deegan Reinhart with 3. Addie Rounds also had 2 points. All in all, obviously good team victory. Still going to be some things to clean up after this weekend, but that's to be expected in the first part of the season, and we're not going to be too critical of this Lander girls team, who is off to an impressive 2-0 start. Dominant wins over Rollins and Newcastle, trying to establish themselves at the top of the conference, or near the top at the very least, at the beginning of the season. We'll have a chance to speak with Lander girls coach Drew Powell at the halftime of this upcoming boys game. But he noted to us after the Rollins victory that he knew that this team was going to be small. They're going to be smaller this year, a little bit young with just a couple of seniors on the roster, and so without that prototypical power forward or center, they're going to rely on that transition game and get up and down the floor as fast as they can. Saw a lot of that in both games, and can't ask for a whole lot better start for the Lander ladies. That turns the page now to this matchup between Newcastle and Lander on the boys' side. Lander boys also got a victory against Rollins earlier in the day. That one came down to the wire, and that was kind of an interesting basketball game from front to back that we'll outline for you as we transition from the Bailey Tire and Auto post-game show to a second rendition of our Porter's Tailgate show. But once again, final score from the first of two in the nightcap here. The Lander Lady Tigers beating Newcastle 64-22, led in scoring by Hayden Goggles with 25, and Daisy Goklish, the sophomore point guard for Lander, showing up a little bit with 22 points to add to the score sheet. We'll step aside, get you all tuned up and ready for the Lander-Newcastle boys side of our nightcap next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Electric are your trusted electrical contractors in Lander. With over 30 years of experience, we excel in light and heavy commercial construction, residential remodeling, and service work. Our licensed electricians use only quality materials and are committed to meeting your construction schedules. For professional electrical services at competitive prices, choose Boyle Electric. Give your place's electrical wiring the touch of excellence. Call 307-332-8139.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off. Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOBE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Scott Fuller with you in Lander Valley High School for the last game of the first day of the Lander Invite. It is the Lander boys against the Newcastle Dogies, and this is the Porter's Tailgate Show. Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's a proud supporter of Fremont County athletes. So we mentioned that the Lander Tigers have gone 3 for 4 on the first day of their regular season, with the girls winning a couple of games against Rollins and right before this against Newcastle, handily so in both cases. The Lander boys also got a victory over Rollins earlier in the day today, but it was not as decisive. Started out very well for the Lander Tigers. Lander out on Rollins 12-2 to start that game right out of the gate to open up the brand new regular season. Big second quarter from Rollins, drew it to within single digits at halftime. And Lander maintained throughout really the rest of the game, but there was going to be a foul issue you could see about midway through the fourth quarter where Lander was already in foul trouble as a team, and two of their forwards had 4 fouls at basically the start of the fourth quarter. And so it was up to head coach Stu Mullins to juggle all of that and still manage to run out the time for the remainder of the game. And Lander did that. They were up by 10 points with 30 seconds remaining, and they end up winning by 4. So Rollins hit a couple of big threes down the stretch in those last 30 seconds. And Lander able to survive and advance to 1-0 on the regular season. But head coach Stu Mullins mentioning in that Rollins game especially, was not expecting the Outlaws to be as proficient from beyond the arc as they were. 13 three-pointers made by Rollins on this Lander Tiger defense. So he talked about, did Coach Mullins, some situational basketball awareness that basically, hey guys, if there are 2 players scoring all the points, how about we play some extra defense against those 2? So it's going to be the end of a very long day, both in just hours in the building for these kids and in playing their second game. And a lot of up and down the floor with one more game still to come for the Lander boys. Newcastle is on deck for us. We'll get that rolling here on the Porter's Tailgate Show about 5 minutes or so away from the start of this second game and our last of the first day of the Lander invite. Lander Tiger boys taking on Newcastle next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion into Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach program. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
A lot of games, too. This will be our final game of the first day of the Lander Invite. This will be the second game that the Lander boys basketball team has played here at home today, hosting a menu of great teams that'll be in Lander all weekend long. Action continues tomorrow. Lander Tigers will play tomorrow night. Thermopolis, the common opponent for the boys and girls, tomorrow night. And then Saturday afternoon is when Lander will play its fourth game of the regular season for both the boys and the girls. Saturday afternoon. Full lineup, by the way, of the Lander Invite, as well as the Stranigan Classic that's happening right now in Riverton. You can find that at county10.com. So our final action of the night are the Lander boys basketball team hosting Newcastle. Again, an uncommon opponent. These two don't match up very often. Head coach Stu Mullins saying prior to this game, you know probably as much about Newcastle as I do, so it's going to be a learning experience from the start to have these teams feel each other out, find advantages, and convert on opportunities is what it's going to be about for the Lander boys team, who, again, pretty decidedly leading that game against Rollins for most of it. 10-point lead of the first 14 points scored in that game. And then leading by 10 with 30 seconds to go, but they managed to squeak out a victory by only 4 points, but a win is a win. So Lander boys are 1-0 in the season. This will be Newcastle's first game of the year on the boys' side. Lander's going to try and complete the boys and girls combined sweep to go 4-0 to open the regular season and open up the Lander Invite. Get starting lineups here announced momentarily. We're expecting McFadden, Gwynna, Plasted, St. Clair, and Iron Eyes to start for head coach Stu Mullins for these Lander Tigers. We'll confirm that for you in a moment. Still about a minute remaining on the pregame clock, but both teams are at their benches and ready to go.
Welcome back to the Valkyrie Memorial Fieldhouse in the final game of the Lander Invite, featuring the home team on the scoreboard, your Lander Valley High School Tigers, and the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Newcastle Doggies. First, starting lineups for the visiting Newcastle Doggies. Wearing number 1, Ryan Allen. Wearing number 5, Thatcher Troftman. Wearing number 12, Mason Rawhauser. Wearing number 15, Teddy Troftman. And wearing number 34, Dane Evenson. Head coach Alan Bahai, assisted by Kate.
There you hear the starting lineups by our PA announcer here in Lander for Newcastle. It is Allen, Troft-Gruben, Rawhauser, Troft-Gruben again with Thatcher and Teddy, a junior and a senior in the starting lineup, and then Dane Evanson, head coach Ellen Von Eye. Starters for Lander, as we mentioned, Finn McFadden, Quincy Quinna, playing as a junior for Lander this year. Here, Porter announced as one of 3 seniors on this Lander roster.
Noah St. Clair. And wearing number 24, Keaton Iron Eyes. Head coach Stu Mullins, assisted by Brady Fuller.
So as we expected, McFadden, Gwynna, Plasted, St. Clair, and Iron Eyes. We are just about ready to go for our last game of the night. Lander boys are 1-0, having beaten Rollins this morning. Now ready for tip-off to take on Newcastle. Interesting to watch these two teams feel one another out as we get going. Not very common opponents from 3A. Tip is up and won by Finn McFadden. Lander basketball to begin the game. Noah St. Clair working at the top of the key. Drops it off to Finn McFadden. 2-3 zone shown by Newcastle to start the game. McFadden picks up his dribble, left side, gives it to St. Clair, driving in, half spin, puts it in, up and in off the glass. There's Noah St. Clair for the first 2 points of the game for the Lander Tigers. Newcastle looking to answer on their first possession. Instead, they will throw the ball out of bounds. Lander D forcing a quick turnover after not even one single pass. Up 2-0. McFadden running the offense across the timeline. Screen from St. Clair. McFadden gives it up right. That's Gwynna. And Quincy Gwynna drops in his first points of the game from downtown. Very impressed to see Quincy Gwynna in the lineup for Lander this year, and impressed with his game-opening performance. Quick answer, though, on the drive by Newcastle. Cuts the Lander lead to 3. A lot of points in the first 60 seconds of play here. Here's a 3 in the corner for Lander. That's no good. Rebound is pulled down by Gwynna. Gwynna skip up to Finn McFadden, top of the key, rotating left outside now. Skip pass across to right is Iron Eyes. And there is Keaton Iron Eyes driving in for 2. Lander very efficient offensively to start this game. 6:42 to go in the first quarter. Newcastle looking to answer with Troftgruben. There are 2 of them, Thatcher and Teddy Troftgruben. That's a floater from the ladder. Cuts the lead back down to 3 for Lander. Back and forth early here in the last game of the first day of the Lander invite. Nice floater by Finn McFadden, who hesitated top of the key and then just floated one in off the right glass. Finn gets on the score sheet. Lander up by 5. Whistle as Newcastle crosses the timeline and sets up their offense. That'll be Lander's first foul of the game. They'll get Quincy Gwynna with his first team foul. Dogies will inbound under their basket. Thatcher Troftgruben on the inbound. Give it to Kyan Allen. Thatcher Troftgruben again. There are 2 of those Troftgrubens. Junior and a senior starting for Newcastle. May just start calling them Thatcher and Teddy for the sake of syllables. Here's a steal by Lander on the offensive set and a foul. I think this is a clean steal by Gwynna, and then a foul's going to be called on Kyan Allen.
Newcastle foul, number 15, Teddy Troftgruben.
No, they got Teddy Troftgruben for his first personal foul, so 1 team foul apiece. As Finn McFadden has the ball across the timeline for Lander. Tigers up by 5 early on. 5:46 to go in the first quarter. Gwynna, left side to Finn McFadden. A foot beyond the arc, just a little bit too strong. Offensive rebound, pulled down, put back up. No good from Iron Eyes. And the ball out of bounds stays. White basketball. Lander retains possession. By the way, the Tigers wearing white. And a 30-second timeout was taken by Newcastle, who are wearing their black uniforms with red trim. A lot of points in the first couple of minutes of this game. Tigers up 9-4. Our broadcasts all season long here on County10.com and 1330 KOVE are brought to you by YDOT, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Lander already 4 players on the score sheet. 4 of their 5 starters have registered points. Early timeout from Newcastle. Head coach Alan Von High sensing things might be getting away from his offense a little bit, trying to minimize mistakes in the early season, but so too is head coach Mullins on the Lander bench. All the early season stuff, timing, communication, conditioning, all that comes into play in these first couple of games of the season. Lander's ball off the inbound with Finn McFadden. Finn looking for a screen, gives it off to Gwynna. Bounce pass inside to St. Clair. St. Clair with a streaking Keaton Iron Eyes. Offensive rebound off the shot from Iron Eyes is pulled down and back up to Finn McFadden, who drives in, floats to the right hand, gets a friendly roll, and Finn McFadden has another bucket. Lander up 11-4 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Thatcher Troftgruben gives to Teddy. A couple of brothers, I assume, a junior and a senior. Thatcher driving in, now gives it up to Teddy. Right elbow, spin move, and a foul before any shot. This will be on the floor. And it will be Finn McFadden's first. Team foul number 2 for the Tigers. Under 5 to go in the first quarter. Off the inbound, that is Lyndon Hathaway. Gives the ball up to Teddy Troftgruben. Teddy works it to his right. Connor Stolhammer asking for the ball at the top of the key. Instead, it's a skip pass to Teddy Troftgruben. Gives it, then gets it back off Teddy's foot, able to retain possession. And a pass inside is stolen away by a couple of Tigers and forced ahead. It is going to be Quincy Gwynna with a chance, but he had that knocked away from behind. Kind of a dangerous pass in transition to advance that play. Finn McFadden is injured. He's favoring one of his ankles or feet as he makes his way to the bench. He's going to have a chat with a trainer on the Lander bench. Hopefully Finn McFadden is all right. Comes out of the game. 4:26 to go. Lander inbounding up 11-4 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Plasted on the inbound, gives it up to Iron Eyes. Caton Iron Eyes with a floater that's no good. That was a good-looking shot, hit the rim twice, but out. Now hurrying in transition is Newcastle. This will be Thatcher Troftgruben, who is fouled on the entry. I'll get Quincy Gwynna with his second. Team foul number 3 in the quarter for Lander, so one more foul to give before the bonus for the Tigers here early in this one. Newcastle on the inbound. Gets it up to Teddy Troftgruben with a right-handed floater from the left side in the lane. That's no good. Pulled down and outletted to Gwynna. Gwynna across the timeline to Plasted. Back to Gwynna. Gwynna left elbow. Finds Porter Plasted. Driving in, kicks out. Paxton Hollingshead into the game for the first time with a right-handed floater, and Paxton Hollingshead is on the board. His first 2 of the game, 13-4 Lander. Just over halfway gone here in the first quarter. Here's a wide open 3 by Teddy Troftgruben. That's one of those where he might have been too open. He missed it. Lander the other way. Quincy Gwynna off a screen, and they're going to call Gavin Romer on a moving screen. Romer, Lander's big man. He is not a member of their starting 5, but will probably, pending foul trouble, play a lot of minutes. So that's going to be his first team foul and 4th for the team. Caleb Larby into the game for the first time for the Tigers. He will replace Porter Plasted. 3:32 to go in the first quarter, 13-4. Tigers on top of Newcastle on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Game number 2 on the season from the Lander Invite. Regular season high school basketball underway across the state of Wyoming today as Newcastle works the offense with Teddy Troftgruben. Gives it to Mason Rawhauser. There are some fun names on this Newcastle roster. Rawhauser, Troftgruben. Floater in the lane is no good. Rebound, Noah St. Clair is going to take it himself. Fouled as he puts up a coast-to-coast layup from the left side. Missed the shot, but he'll go to the free throw line for a couple. Noah St. Clair with that idea from the start, I think, after he came down with that defensive rebound. All the way down the floor and drew a foul. So first free throw attempt from Noah St. Clair is no good. Front, back, and off to the side. St. Clair's second is no good. A little bit short. Transition rebound from Thatcher Troftgruben. He gets it to Teddy in the corner. Teddy, pump, step in, fires along 2. That's no good. Rebound is free. Still free at half court. Newcastle able to come down with it with Thatcher. He puts up a 3. That's no good. That rebound kicks out long and finally out of bounds for Lander. A couple of long rebounds, and the Tigers able to get the ball back after the last rebound goes out of bounds. Finn McFadden appears to be all right. He's going to check back into the game. Good to see. 2:45 to go, and Finn's going to have the ball across the timeline as the Tigers are up 13-4 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. McFadden gives it, now gets it off a screen. Here's Caleb Larvey for 3. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Romer, put back up. That also no good. Couple of missed shots there for Lander on that possession. Thatcher with a travel before he kicked it out. And a turnover back to Lander. Tiger possession with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. It'll be Finn McFadden across the timeline off a screen from Romer. Finn with a floater off his right foot. That's no good. Finn gets his own, puts it back up. That's no good. Romer kicks it out to start things over again. Caleb Larvey driving right elbow. Kicks out to Porter Plasted. And now slowing things down at the top of the key is Paxton Hollingshead. Gets to Finn McFadden. Asks for a screen. Romer gives it to him. Hollingshead with a 3. That short missed everything from the corner. And a transition ball for Newcastle. They're running. And the layup is up and good. Porter Plasted did a nice job of getting back, but he was the only Tiger back in position to make a play on that. Layup is up and good for Newcastle, 13-6 with 1:36 to go in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Caleb Larvey with the ball to the other big man on the team, Gavin Romer. Romer gets it to Plasted. Driving inside is Caleb Larvey with a sweeping layup that is too strong, no good, but Larvey gets his own rebound. It's Plasted with a stutter step entry into the lane, puts up a floater that's no good. Hollingshead gets the rebound out to Larvey, top of the key. Larvey spinning at the free throw line. Gets to Paxton Hollingshead. Down low to Romer. Romer with a big size advantage, puts a shoulder in, gets a shot to fall, count it, and he is fouled. Gavin Romer's about a full foot taller than his defender down there of Newcastle's, and I don't want to speculate on how much poundage the Newcastle defender is giving up in that matchup too. Gavin Romer is just a big fella. Decided he'd put his shoulder in, put a shot up, and got it to go, plus the foul. So Gavin Romer is on the score sheet. Pending a free throw, minute to go in the first quarter, Lander up 15-6. Late substitution by Newcastle, getting their team situated on the blocks, and Gavin Romer will have his free throw. It is up and no good, too strong. Offensive board is pulled down though, and the putback is up and in from Finn McFadden. Nice job from Finn McFadden following Romer's miss and putting it in for the 2 points regardless. Under a minute to go. Entry pass stolen away by Romer. Ball came right to him. Paxton Hollingshead across the timeline. Crossover, give to Caleb Larvey, driving in. And to Finn McFadden. Outside right side. Finn driving into the free throw line, now kicks out. Closeout defense forces Plasted inside, puts up a shot that's no good. Rebounds on the ground. Romer puts up a shot that's no good. Attempted follow from Hollingshead. Couldn't get a handle on it. Empty possession for the Tigers. 17-6 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Caleb Larvey with some contact, forcing the ball out. No foul called, but they're going to say off of Larvey, and so Newcastle's ball with 17.2 remaining in the first quarter. Tigers up 11. This backdoor cut there from Mason Rawhauser puts up a shot. That is good for Newcastle. Cuts into the deficit. Lander by 9 with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. It will be Finn McFadden across the timeline. Passes up a screen from Romer. Euro step in the lane from McFadden, fouled as he puts up the layup, so Finn will have a couple of free throws coming up. 3.5 to go in the first quarter.
Newcastle foul number 15, Teddy Trough, second personal 14 foul.
Finn McFadden leading Lander scorers right now, pending the free throws with 6. First quarter points. Finn spins the ball, pops the free throw off the front of the rim. That's no good. Thatcher Trough-Gruben back into the game for Newcastle. Strong start to this first quarter for Lander. Finn McFadden's second free throw is no good. Caleb Larvey tried the rebound. This shot is good if it goes before the end of the quarter from McFadden. That is also no good. And after one, Lander 17, Newcastle 8 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Second quarter coming up from Lander. And the Lander invite next on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Rehab's founding principle on you is evident from your first visit to the last. Our practice model ensures treatment as you deserve, a private one-on-one session with a licensed therapist the entire visit, every visit. All therapists hold advanced credentialing, including 2 certified hand therapists, an orthopedic clinical specialist, an MDT therapist, as well as pelvic floor and pregnancy rehab offerings. With over 100 years of combined experience between our 7 clinicians, Elevate is your ticket to health. Find us in Lander or DuBois and visit our website or Facebook page. Choose Elevate Rehab to elevate your outcomes.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Start of the second quarter here in Lander. Tigers on top of Newcastle 17-8 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Game 2 of 2 for both the Lander boys and girls here in the Lander Invites. All high school teams in Wyoming in tournament basketball action today on this first day of the regular season, with the exception of, I believe, one team. There are 10 of these tournaments happening across Wyoming as we speak here in Lander. Tigers up on Newcastle 17-8. And off the first Newcastle possession, Finn McFadden with a steal and a finish with a right-handed layup, making it look easy, expanding Lander's lead to 11. Full court pressure now from the Tigers at 2-2-1. Stu Mullins has run that with some success for a few years now here in Lander. And the double team down low on the entry. It's going to be tied up by Iron Eyes, at least I thought it was. Ball thrown into the backcourt for an over and back. That 2-2-1 press, it's not just about the full court pressure, it's about where the defense collapses at different parts of the floor as the offense is moving the ball up the floor as well. Makes you think. You break that first line, you think you're home free, and then all of a sudden you're collapsed on by a couple of white jerseys. Exactly what happened there. Forcing an over and back after the errant pass. So Finn McFadden starts the offense to Romer and then Iron Eyes. And there's a travel on Finn McFadden, who took a couple of stutter steps before he dribbled. Unforced turnover from Lander. 19-8. Tigers on top, though. 7:11 to go in the first half. Full court 2-2-1 press shown by the Tigers again on the Newcastle inbound. This is Thatcher Troffgruben, who nearly throws the ball out of bounds. Corralled nicely. Saved the possession. Now Mason Rawhauser for the Dogies. Back up top of the key to Troffgruben. It'll be Thatcher. Connor Stolhammer into the game. Ball on the right side. Now up top to Mason Rawhauser. Best names in Wyoming high school basketball, I'm going to say Newcastle has. Shot is up and good. Stolhammer, Troffgruben, Rawhauser. Now we're talking. Quincy Guina into the game. Back into the game for Lander, driving in, looking for an outlet. Dishes to Rivera Jr. That's no good from mid-range baseline. Rebound kicked out to Iron Eyes, and a wide-open three from Rivera in the corner falls no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Iron Eyes, and he is fouled. See if they say that he was shooting there, I think. They will give it to Caton Iron Eyes. Yep, he's going to the free throw line for a couple. So the first foul from either team in the second quarter is going to be a shooting foul for Keaton Iron Eyes. Senior with a couple of points on the night. Loads up the first free throw. That is no good. Bounced 4 times around and out. Noah St. Clair checking into the game. Also Porter Plastid replacing Romer is going to come out. And I don't know who the second sub was. Iron Eye's second free throw is also no good off the back iron. So Lander leaving some points on the floor from the free throw line as a team through a quarter and some change in this second game of our doubleheader on the day. A whistle on the Newcastle drive at the other end. There's going to be a Lander foul called against Guina. That should be number 3 on him. It is the third for Guina, and I think that's going to have him sit with Paxton Hollingshead checking into the scorer's table. First free throw is up and no good. A lot of missed free throws on both sides as Thatcher Troffgruben, the senior, misses the free toss. 6:09 to go in the first half, 19-8. Thatcher Troffgruben with his second free throw. That is also no good off the back iron. Free throws tough to come by on both ends in this game. Keaton Iron Eyes across the timeline to Finn McFadden. Back to Iron Eyes. Thought about a 3. Traveled in the process. Iron Eyes is looking around saying, Did I? Did I really? A lot of points of emphasis that I don't know are points of emphasis for officials, but just based on day one of this tournament, we've seen more lane violations than I can remember seeing in a single day of basketball. Is one of the trends that we've seen. See if that continues throughout the season. On the drive, Rawhauser put a forearm out, but they're going to call Keaton Iron Eyes on the foul. The Lander bench doesn't like that because Rawhauser had his forearm extended. But the foul goes against Lander. That's going to be number 1 on Keaton Iron Eyes. And Newcastle inbounds with 5:42 to go in the first half. It'll be Rawhauser. Mason Rawhauser is guarded up top. Entry pass to the top of the key to Hathaway. Backed out now. It's Colton Hathaway working on the right side. Now top of the key. Swings it to Troffgruben. Thatcher has the ball left side outside. Rawhauser ways away from the basket. Gets to Thatcher Troffgruben. Kicked out right side to Rawhauser. Hathaway thought about a long shot but pulled it back. Newcastle continues to work their offense until the ball's tipped out of bounds by Plastid. Ball stays with the Dogies. Nice defense. Good set defense here from the Lander Tigers on this series. Troffgruben inbounds to the other, Teddy Troffgruben from Thatcher. Thatcher with the ball now guarded closely top of the key outside. Hereford with the ball right side out. Guarded there by Plastid. That's Rawhauser on the left side now. Lander has not given up a shot in this possession for about a minute of game time. That's impressive defense, and the jump ball is eventually forced by the Tigers. Give credit to Finn McFadden for tying up after a long defensive possession. Great set defense from the Lander Tigers there. Under 5 to go in the first half, 19-8, Tigers on top of Newcastle. McFadden guarded up top by Thatcher Troffgruben. McFadden gets to his right to Plastid. Skip pass in the corner. There's a three that's a little bit too short from Iron Eyes. Defensive rebound pull down. Hathaway for Newcastle puts up a three. Good looking shot but missed. Iron Eyes pulls it down. We'll see if Lander tries to press. It'll be Finn McFadden driving the lane. Draws contact, then dishes. No whistle. Skip pass to the corner. Nearly got away from Plastid. Nice job corralling that ball as Finn McFadden has the ball outside now to reset the offense at the 4-minute mark of the first half. McFadden into the corner, gives, and now he takes that place in the corner. Instead, it's a skip over to Iron Eyes with a long two, and Caton Iron Eyes drops a beyond mid-range jumper, and Lander leads 21-8 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Thatcher Troffgruben throws the ball to the right side corner. Hathaway picked up his dribble, needs help. Gets it to Rawhauser. Rawhauser driving in. A couple of steps in the lane and cleanly blocked out of bounds by Paxton Hollingshead.
Into the tackle lineup, number 4, Darian Harper.
This second quarter, especially the second half of the second quarter, very stout defense by the Lander Tigers. Timeout is taken. We'll take it with them. Back right after this with Lander on top 21-8.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Introducing Wyoglass, your local glass experts. From windows to showers, we've got you covered. We're proud to be a part of the Lander community and a local sports sponsor. We're dedicated to serving all of Fremont County, so you can trust us with your residential and commercial windows and doors, auto glass, shower doors, and garage doors. For quality service and local support, choose Wyoglass. Visit us at wyoglassoflander.com or on Main Street in Lander today.
Watch the Tigers and Lady Tigers varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Beat Newcastle and the Dogies with the inbound, trailing Lander 21-8. 3:31 to go in the first half, and the inbound is stolen away by Paxton Hollingshead. I believe got that one. Whistle in transition will be a foul called on Newcastle.
Foul number 5, Thatcher.
Nice sequence and great defense at the end of the second quarter, especially from Lander. Notably their best defense in this first game and a half of the brand new season. So following Newcastle's second team foul in the quarter, they're going to add to that as Iron Eyes was driving from the top of the key and he was fouled. So Teddy Troffgruben picks up number 3. Still 3:19 to go in the second quarter, and the third team foul in the quarter on Newcastle. They have only one more to give before double bonus. New rule in Wyoming high school basketball last year, it's 5 fouls per quarter. No single bonus anymore. It's 2 free throws after 5 quarter fouls. Iron Eyes on the inbound for Lander. Hollingshead drove the lane, then dished. Paxton Hollingshead now pulls up from inside the paint. That's no good. Gets his own rebound, kicks it out. There's a 3 from Iron Eyes. That's no good. Rebound tipped to a Newcastle player. 3 minutes to go in the first half. 21-8 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And Thatcher Troffgruben drives coast to coast and gets Newcastle into double digits on the scoreboard. 11-point Lander lead now. Iron Eyes, trouble with the handle, but regains it. Guarded closely there by Troffgruben at the top of the key. Iron Eyes has to pass it to Paxton Hollingshead. Hollingshead to his left. Now a swing from Hereford and a 3 in the corner. And that's going to fall eventually from Iron Eyes, but that one is no good. Keaton Iron Eyes talking to himself a little bit as his miss goes out of bounds back to Newcastle. Sometimes you just got to shoot your way out of it. Finn McFadden back into the game. He will spell Iron Eyes. Iron Eyes sits with 4 points right now. Finn leads all scorers with 8. Some 1-2-2 pressure on the Newcastle inbound. Finn McFadden at the top of the spear there. And will draw a foul. They'll get Finn for number 2. Tigers out of fouls to give in the quarter after that, with 2:20 to go. Inbound after the McFadden foul. Ball forced into the corner. Hathaway needs help. Hathaway in trouble, nearly traveled, nearly a 5-second call. Instead, a jump ball is forced as Hathaway was able to get it away to a teammate, and it was quickly tied up. The Dogie ball from the side after the tie-up. Troffgruben Thatcher will inbound. That ball is picked off by Paxton Hollingshead. That was a long inbound pass that was read nicely by Hollingshead, forcing it ahead to Noah St. Clair. Back out, up top of the key. There's a 3 that is no good, but the follow with a beautiful tip up and in for Paxton Hollingshead, using his height and his jumping ability. Well timed on that rebound, tipped it right back in. Lander on top by 13. Trap across the timeline, passed out of by Newcastle. Finn McFadden among the defenders up there. He gets a hand on that ball, forcing a turnover. And now in transition, here's Hereford. Darian Hereford goes up with a tough shot from the left side. That's no good. Follow also no good. Plastic comes down with a rebound, and Lander resets under 90 seconds to go in the first half. McFadden from the top of the key. He's given the left elbow, so he takes it, kicks it out to Hereford. Hereford off the side of the backboard, but somehow that goes to a Tiger on the rebound. And fouled going up was Porter Plaisted. Plaisted is going to have a chance for free throws. Sometimes it's just going your way, and when a 3 from the corner hits the backboard and somehow finds a teammate, might be a sign that things are going well for you on a particular evening. But Plaisted, just like everybody else on the floor, struggling to hit a free throw. Maybe an early season thing, but both teams have the free throw bug early on in the first half. Plaisted has another one coming. Lander's up 23-10. Great defense holding Newcastle to 10 first half points with 1:17 remaining. Second free throw from Plaisted is up and good. He's on the score sheet. And the Tigers have a 24-10 advantage with 1:17 to go. Coach Mullins not letting up on the pressure. Inbound will be Hathaway for Newcastle. And the rest of the Tigers in that backcourt just lying in wait. Now they'll converge. Ball still not across the timeline, as Hathaway does break the 10-second line. Gives the ball up, a 3, but a travel first. Dusty McCarthy got a little bit too excited there, which is understandable. Dusty is a freshman, one of 4 freshmen that Newcastle rosters on their varsity squad. So they're not thin in terms of depth necessarily. They're not thin in terms of seniors, but they're thin in the middle. Is Newcastle. Darian Hereford puts up a 3 and drops it in. There's a junior with the answer, and Lander's lead has ballooned to 17 now. Newcastle's going to throw the ball away to try to break out of the press. You cannot football pass your way out of a 2-2-1. Now, Coach Mullins mentioned that. Lander's been a pretty good press team before they've been anything else lately, and lately meaning the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. They like that 2-2-1, very tough to defend against, or offense against, I should say. Bounce pass inside to St. Clair. Noah St. Clair off the glass. And Lander pulling away at the end of the second quarter. 29-10, 22.7 seconds remaining. We'll get a foul. Must have been after the bucket. And they'll give it to Paxton Hollingshead. That's his second. It's going to be number 5 for Lander, and so free throws are coming for Newcastle. Rivera has come into the game for Hollingshead. He forgot to check in at the scorer's table. And so actually, they're going to make him sit, at least for this first free throw, which is up and good. So now Rivera is allowed to come into the game for Paxton Hollingshead. Can't forget to check in at the scorer's table. 18-point lead pending this free throw for Lander. That's no good, and the Tigers come up with a rebound, so they have that lead with 19 seconds remaining. See if the Tigers want to hold for one shot with Darian Herford across the timeline. 15 seconds. Herford left side, asking for space on that left end. Now Rivera with 8 seconds remaining. Here's a three from the corner that is no good. Offensive rebound, put down. That shot would have been good if it went, but a foul anyway, and that's a follow from Noah St. Clair, who will go to the free throw line with 1.9 seconds remaining in the half. St. Clair with a chance from the line. Noah's first free throw is up and good. 5 points for Noah St. Clair in the first half. Lander leading 30-11. And the second Noah St. Clair free throw is up and good as well. Disparate scoring from the Tigers as Newcastle heaves a desperation end of the first half shot that falls no good. And after 2 quarters, nice first half ball from Lander, 31-11 on top of Newcastle. We'll come back with the Why Dot Buckle Up for Life halftime show right after this on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give him a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
The Tigers play here. KOVE Radio.
And welcome back to Lander. We are at halftime of the last game of our very first day of the Lander Invites at the half. Lander boys on top of Newcastle, 31-11, and this is the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Proudly sponsored by YDOT with an important reminder that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Shortly be joined by head coach of the Lander girls team, Drew Powell. Will join us for our usual halftime visit with him at the tail end of our back-to-back, with a lot to talk about on the boys' side from that first half. Lander obviously 31 points. It wrapped up or tallied up like this. Finn McFadden leading Lander scores with 8 points in that first half. Noah St. Clair added 6. You had Paxton Hollingshead with 4. Keaton Iron Ice also had 4. 3 points apiece from Darian Herford, Quincy Gwinna, and that's it. Gavin Romer added 2 as well. But you see down the score sheet, you have 8 Lander Tigers scoring points in the first half, and guarantee you that's going to make head coach Stu Mullins pretty happy. It's tough to defend an offense with so many scoring weapons from all over the floor. So Lander boys on top 31-11. Halftime, second half, just about 4 minutes away. With, again, leading scorer in the game, Finn McFadden, followed by Noah St. Clair. This, as we mentioned, is just the first of a lot of basketball coming up this weekend. Lander got the long day of the tournament today. They played 2 games apiece, defeating Rollins, both the boys and the girls, earlier this morning and early this afternoon. The Lander girls took care of Newcastle quite handily in the first game of our nighttime doubleheader. 64-22 Lander girls victory, and the Lander boys are on the right track after the first half of play as well. 31-11 at halftime. Thermopolis is going to be the opponent for both the boys and the girls tomorrow night. We've got a full lineup of the weekend of the Lander Invite as well as the Stranagan Classic that's going on in Riverton right now across Fremont County. There are 10 of these basketball tournaments across the state happening right now. A lot of them traditional. A lot of them have been going on for a lot of years as a traditional kickoff to the high school basketball season. Always a strange calendar in that you play all these clustered tournament games and a couple of maybe non-conference games here and there before Christmas. And we're about a week or so away from that long 2-week Christmas break. And then first thing in January, we get into the meat of the high school basketball season and eventually into conference play later on. Before we know it, though, we're going to be at regionals, which this year are held right here in Lander. It's going to be a fun weekend in early March, and then traditionally, as usual, state tournaments will be held in Casper. Both these Lander teams, I don't know if either had an illusion that they would win the state tournament last season, kind of in rebuilding mode for both teams. But both teams, by the time we got to the end of February, they were playing well enough into regionals where they thought, we can go. We can make a showing in Casper at least. But that fell apart in Thermopolis during regionals last year for both the boys and the girls. Didn't get to see either of those games myself last year. but shocked to see the outcome. It was just projecting so well for both those teams as we headed down the stretch. But off to a good start on the season are the Lander girls. And head coach Drew Powell is joining us. Coach, long day in the building, a lot of basketball, but you have to be happy with the outcome of both those first 2 games of the year.
Yeah, I really like the tempo that we played at. We were a little slow coming out this second game, but I think that just comes with fatigue in the day. When you play one game early and then have to sit around for 3 hours, turn around and play another game, it's just hard to get motivated sometimes. And then just hydrating and eating food all in that time and staying off your feet. But I thought we did a really good job in that second, third, and fourth quarter, just coming out a little bit hotter than we did in the first quarter.
I did want to ask about that because it's a long day, it's 2 games, but any early season conditioning concerns at all? Are you where you want to be conditioning-wise?
Yeah, I mean, we still have Christmas break that comes up where we miss a bunch of time, and I don't really expect them to be in tip-top shape until we're in the second half of the season. But really just being able to push the ball and play the way that we are is really pretty impressive for how hard the girls are working.
In that second game, have Hayden Goggles with 25 kind of doing what Hayden does. Daisy Goklish, it was a lot of fun to watch in both games. She looks to be your sophomore point guard this year. Really turned on the offense in the second game, too.
Yeah, they're both kind of my point guards. It really just comes down to they're the best ball handlers that we have, and fortunately they're also probably the 2 best scorers we have. They both get downhill really well, run in transition, and make a lot of layups, and that's really where their points are coming from. It's not from shooting 15, 20-footers and getting out to that three-point line, but, you know, when it comes down to it, when they get within 3-4 feet of the hoop, they're putting them in the basket.
All right, Coach, let you go for today, but we'll see you right back here tomorrow for more of the Tiger Invite. Get some rest if you can, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Have a great evening.
You too. There's head coach Drew Powell of the Lander Tigers girls basketball team. His 2 stars, as he mentioned, Hayden Goggles and Daisy Goklish, combining for 47 points in the Lander girls' 64-22 victory over Newcastle in the nightcap. Lander girls winning 63-14 in the opener. Lander boys also beat Rollins earlier, and they are trying to close out Newcastle as we are ready for the second half. This has been the WYDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. WYDOT reminding you to buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. And this has been the WYDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Start of the second half here from Lander. Tigers on top, 31-11. Great defensive half for head coach Stu Mullins. See if the Tigers can use that defense to cruise to a 2-0 start to the regular season. As the inbound is Landers. Quick shot off the left block. That is no good. Finn McFadden's first attempt of the second half, and Newcastle back the other way, just underway in the second half. Scott Fuller with you from Lander Valley High School and the Lander Invites. Great tournament to start the season every year. Conference play, as we mentioned during the Buckle Up for Life halftime show, brought to you by WYDOT. The road's going to end here in March as well, as regionals will be hosted by Lander this year. Looking forward to that. Newcastle working their offense. First possession of the second half. A lean in and a 2 from Teddy Trofgruben. Nice body control to get Newcastle on the second half scoreboard. In transition, though, here comes Quincy Gwynna. Quincy going up from the left side. Tough angle, no good. Gets his own, puts it back up. That also missed. But a second chance by Noah St. Clair, not giving up and adding a bucket. Noah now has 8 points. Lander back up by 20. Thatcher Trofgruben gives it to Kyan Allen, who I think traveled. He did. Kyan Allen, the sophomore, taking a couple of steps before he put the ball down. So a quick turnover by Newcastle, and Lander across the timeline with Finn McFadden, up by 20. McFadden to the left elbow entry. St. Clair, nice pass inside to Quincy Gwynna, who puts it in. I like that play a lot, whatever that was. Entry to the free throw line, cut from the corner, and an easy bucket for the Tigers on that possession. Driving in to answer is Teddy Trofgruben, and he does, streaking through the lane, adding 2 for the Dogies. Finn McFadden, guarded high. Over the Tiger logo at half court, now down to the right elbow. Takes a step in the lane, that's no good, but the follow from St. Clair does fall. Noah St. Clair in double-digit scoring, he now has 10. Lander on top 37-15. 2 minutes gone by here in the second half. Troff-Gruben crosses up Plasted, and a nice finish. Porter Plasted got his body weight going in the wrong direction, and Teddy Troff-Gruben finished the play in the lane. Here's Finn McFadden with a similar crossover. He'll dish it out, though. This is a three in the corner, and that one is up and good. Porter Plasted for three, his first field goal of the game, and Lander up 40-17. Troff-Gruben driving in. Puts it off the glass. That's no good. Easy one and done for Lander's defense. They're pushing the pace to St. Clair. Noah St. Clair from the left side with the right hands. And Newcastle needs a timeout. All Lander Tigers picking up right where they left off in the first half. Tigers on top 40-17. Back right after this on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Elevate Rehab's founding principle on you is evident from your first visit to the last. Our practice model ensures treatment as you deserve, a private one-on-one session with a licensed therapist the entire visit, every visit. All therapists hold advanced credentialing, including 2 certified hand therapists, an orthopedic clinical specialist, an MDT therapist, as well as pelvic floor and pregnancy rehab offerings. With over 100 years of combined experience between our 7 clinicians, Elevate is your ticket to health. Find us in Lander or DuBois and visit our website or Facebook page. Choose Elevate Rehab to elevate your outcomes.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Lander Tigers on top of Newcastle 42-17. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tigers in control basically from the start in this game, trying to use their defense to close out their second victory of the day and second victory of the season. Newcastle driving in after the Dogie timeout. Will be a foul called. I think they got Paxton Hollingshead. That's going to be Pax's third. 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Hollingshead remains in the game for the moment. Inbound after the foul is fed to the corner. Now bounce pass up to Landon Hathaway. Top of the key is Troff-Gruben. Thatcher. Thatcher, Troff-Gruben to Teddy. Teddy, Troff-Gruben way up high by the Tiger logo. Gives it to his right to Thatcher. Thatcher driving in, guarded there by Plasted. He's going to get it to Hathaway. Hathaway back to Thatcher Troff-Gruben, who has trouble on the baseline. And the ball's going to be out of bounds too. Nope, a foul called on Lander, I believe.
Tiger foul, number 15,
They'll get Paxton Hollingshead. That's going to be number 4. And Pax is right out of the game after his 4th foul. Gavin Romer will replace him. Tigers substituting some size down low. Paxton Hollingshead's not a small guy, but Gavin Romer's bigger. Off of the foul, a drive in for Newcastle. Floater is up and no good. And here comes Iron Eyes in transition. Gets to Porter Plasted. Keaton Iron Eyes pulls it up the free throw line, kicks out to the right side. There's a drive in from Quincy Guina, who draws contact. A couple of free throws coming up after he missed the layup. Nice addition style-wise, I think, to the Lander Tigers boys team. Quincy Guina plays that up-tempo streaking from outside in that Stu Mullins likes to take advantage of. It's just real tough to defend when you factor in the rest of the weapons the Tigers have. Guina makes his first free throw.
And to the Newcastle line, number 3, Connor Stolhammer.
4:13 to go in the third quarter. Guina, his second free throw. Lefty fires. No good off the front of the rim, but the follow from Noah St. Clair is there. And Noah puts it in for 2. 3-point possession for the Tigers, and they show that full court pressure immediately. Thatcher Troff-Gruben trying to break it. Ball is tipped out of bounds. Convergence of a couple of Tigers just across half court forced a near turnover. Remains Newcastle ball. And Caleb Larvey into the game for the Lander Tigers, as you heard. Dusty McCarthy, the freshman for Newcastle, had the ball top of the key, gave it away to Thatcher. Troff-Gruben with a floater. That is up and good. Gwynna the other way. Stolen away as he tried to hand the ball to Romer. This will be Rawhauser with a right hand. Quick little 4-0 run from Newcastle in just about 15 seconds of game time, 45-21. Lander still comfortably ahead. Newcastle chipping away. Noah St. Clair with the ball for Lander. Gets it to Gwynna. And now back up top of the key to St. Clair. That is stolen away by Thatcher Troffgruben. Thatcher finishes the play, and Newcastle adds 2 more. A timeout is taken by Newcastle. See if this is a 30. Interesting timeout there. Newcastle trying to bottle their momentum as they're on a quick 6-0 run. We'll keep it right here to remind you that Perfect Power Electric in Lander supports our athletes on and off the field. Give Perfect Power a call today for all your electrical needs. 332-7184. So an interesting run, all on turnovers, all on defensive turnovers for Newcastle. Still a comfortable lead for Lander at 45-23. 3:13 to go in the third quarter. Newcastle coming to life a little bit, though. Don't want to let any team get back into the game, especially with a comfortable lead like this. Lander having trouble high in their offensive end on the last couple of passes, leading to Thatcher Troffgruben steals and points. Herford has the ball for Lander. Entry pass. Gavin Romer wasn't ready for it. And it's another Lander turnover. Teddy Troffgruben, that's Thatcher rather. Thatcher with a turnaround and gets the friendly roll. Thatcher Troffgruben has lit a spark under the Newcastle offense. Still an 18-point lead, 19-point. So look up the scoreboard here. We have to correct our scoreboard. It is actually 45-25 as Lander works their offense. So a 20-point Tiger advantage. Caleb Larvey checking into the game and has the ball in the paint. Dishes for 3 in the corner. That is Quincy Gwynna. Dropping it in with some much-needed exclamation points for the Lander Tiger offense. Lead is back up to 48-25. Newcastle with Stolhammer to the freshman McCarthy at the right elbow. Stolhammer outside right side, entry pass, quick double team by Lander, nearly stolen away there by Caleb Larvey. Instead, a drive in from Troffgruben. Here's a 3 from the right side, that's no good. Rebound pulled down for Lander by Gavin Romer. Push ahead to Noah St. Clair, working the left side all the way in. Contacted, easy bucket from Noah St. Clair and the foul. That's points 49 and 50 for the Lander Tigers. Noah St. Clair is pulling away on the stat sheet. Noah with 16 points in the game. Theodore Rivera Jr. remembered to check the scores table this time. He'll come in, presumably after these free throws at some point. Looks like Rivera might be coming in for Gwynna. Or St. Clair, rather. Noah St. Clair at the free throw line. Trying to add to his layup. Free throw is up and no good. Defensive rebound is pulled down by Thatcher Troffgruben. Thatcher down the floor with a Euro step against the big man. Gavin Romer with a floater inside. Thatcher Troffgruben unintimidated by the much larger junior for Lander in the paint. Lander's going to try to answer with a 3 from St. Clair, though. That's no good. Rebound kicks out long and is pulled in by Herford. Ty Herford gets to Caleb Larvey. Caleb with a kick out. And now it is Gwynna. He's feeling it. That's no good. Rebound is pulled in, put back. No good, but a foul. And going to the free throw line will be Noah St. Clair. St. Clair points to Rivera on the bench, saying, "You'll come in just a minute after I make this couple of free throws." Porter Plastid also now set to check in. First free throw from St. Clair is up and good.
Back into the Tiger lineup, number 12, Porter Plastid.
St. Clair with his second free throw. Lefty fires, that is good, and St. Clair will have a seat with 18 points on the night, still in the third quarter. Minute 13 to go in the third frame. Full court pressure off the inbound following the 2 St. Clair free throws. Rivera just checked into the game and knocked the ball out of bounds. Half of that trap there with Caleb Larvey on the 2-2-1 press. Telling you that 2-2-1 isn't about the full court. It's some of that, but it's about the traps later down the floor that make that so tough. Dusty McCarthy, the freshman, gives the ball back for Newcastle to Thatcher Trofgruben. Thatcher hands the ball off to McCarthy. McCarthy kicks it back out, this time on the right side. Crossover dribble there by Hathaway. Hathaway driving in. Now kicks it back out to Thatcher Trofgruben. Thatcher was fouled. I think they'll get Caleb Larvey with a touch foul. 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. And on the inbounds, the three from Hathaway is up and no good. They caught Rivera sleeping there a little bit. Fortunately for Lander, the shot was no good. Placed it to Caleb Larvey. Right elbow, nice feed. Caleb Larvey to Gavin Romer. Romer finishes. Just pass across to the paint there. And under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lander in control, 54-27. Hathaway, as Newcastle's offense struggles with passing around the perimeter. That shot is way too far from the left side. 10 seconds. It's pulled in by Rivera. Rivera's going to get it to Plaisted, but he traveled. Plaisted couldn't hold his plant foot, and so with 4.9 seconds remaining in the quarter, Newcastle's going to have the ball. Expect to see some three-quarter court pressure here. It is Thatcher Trofgruben. Lets it go with 0.7 to go. No good, top of the backboard, and that's the end of the third quarter. Lander up 54-27. Back to close this one out from LVHS next on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Electric are your trusted electrical contractors in Lander. With over 30 years of experience, we excel in light and heavy commercial construction, residential remodeling, and service work. Our licensed electricians use only quality materials and are committed to meeting your construction schedules. For professional electrical services at competitive prices, choose Boyle Electric. Give your place's electrical wiring the touch of excellence. Call 307-332-8139.
Start of the fourth quarter here from LVHS. Tiger Boys on top of Newcastle, 54-27 as the Dogies inbound to begin the final quarter. Tigers in control of this one. Thatcher Trofgruben for Newcastle starts the offense for the Dogies. Going to get a foul right away here to start the quarter as Caleb Larvey was reaching in. It's only number 2 on Caleb. 15 seconds into the fourth quarter. Lander on top by a couple of touchdowns. 54-27. Kean Allen gets to Stolhammer, and now this is Drew Konzelman, fresh into the game for Newcastle. Top of the key is Thatcher Trofgruben. Trofgruben gives it up. Ball finds its way to Allen. Now Trofgruben with an entry pass, and that is rejected down low. Gavin Romer saying no thank you in the paint. Lander back the other way in transition. Here's Romer feeding McFadden, and now back up top to Ty Herford. Slow things down a little bit, at least as slow as Lander gets offensively. Finn McFadden to the right elbow. Drive in from Caleb Larvey. Back out to Rivera. Rivera Jr. driving in with the left hands. He picked up his dribble, now needs some help. Gets to Caleb Larvey. Caleb with a spin move. Left block, had the ball knocked away, and it's off of Caleb and out of bounds, so Newcastle ball. Appreciate you joining us from anywhere in Fremont County over the air on 1330 KOVE and 107.7 FM, streaming video all season long at County10.com. Once again, thanks to all our great sponsors for making our video stream possible. As you see commercials on the broadcast, support your local businesses and say thanks for Let me watch the Tigers from the comfort of my living room. Foul on the ensuing drive from Newcastle. Romer's going to get called for it. It's Romer's second. Much better foul trouble-wise this game than the first game this morning. Free throw 1 of 2 from Thatcher Troffgruben is up and no good. 54-27 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, all Lander Tigers. As Troffgruben lines up his second and hits. Finn McFadden, good to see that ankle okay after some trouble with it earlier in the game, but Finn dishes to Gavin Romer. Gavin again was not ready for that pass. And that's going to lead to another Lander turnover. A lot of coaching points early in the season, but one of them is if you're down low, you got to expect the ball quick. First games of the year, though, for all the teams across the state. And for first game standards, both the Lander boys and girls have performed very well today. Shot down low is blocked by Gavin Romer. Gets to Finn McFadden, so a one-shot and done possession for the Dogies. Finn McFadden crosses up his defender. Drops the ball to Rivera. Rivera driving in. Finds the big man Romer down low. Romer had the ball tied up and then knocked out of bounds. It remains Lander ball. Iron Eyes into the game. Keaton comes in for Ty Herford. And on the inbound, it's the big man Romer who lost the handle. Ball was stolen away by Allen. Newcastle the other way. Allen draws the contact and gets the foul, plus the bucket. And that's going to be Theodore Rivera Jr. just setting his feet a little bit too late in the play. Gets called for the foul and a couple of points on the board for Newcastle pending a free throw. This will be Kyan Allen again, the sophomore for the Dogies. Under 6 to go in the game. Lander on top by 24. Free throw is no good, back iron, but nice offensive rebound for Newcastle. Thatcher Troffgruben keeps the play alive. Kyan Allen driving in, right block. Throws the ball across the paint, gets away from all his teammates. Herford pushes it ahead to Finn McFadden. Finn's in the right corner and somehow saves the possession. Top of the key for 3, Rivera. No good. Offensive board, though, with a putback, Gavin Romer. Big presence down low. Gavin corrals the defensive board and puts it back in. Here's Troffgruben in the lane. He lost the handle. Ball's on the floor. And a travel, of all things, will be called on. Not sure which Tiger they got on that. Romer, maybe. It's a scrum for the ball, and I didn't see anyone have possession, but travel was called on, I think, Romer. So on the inbound, a quick conversion by Teddy Troffgruben. That's how you do that for Newcastle. 56-32. Tigers on top. Iron Eyes driving in. Gets the bucket and the foul. Keaton Iron Eyes with a nice drive into the lane. Hanging long enough to get the foul and has a chance at a three-point play now.
First team foul.
Iron Eyes, no good off the back rim. Rebound is pulled in by Troffgruben. This is Thatcher. Thatcher to Teddy. Teddy had that shot blocked down low. Thought about trying again, thought better of it. Long three from the corner, no good off the glass, and a foul away from the shot under the basket. This will be a Lander foul against, that's another one on Romer. Romer's third. 5:05 to go in the basketball game. Newcastle off the inbound, thought about a three from the corner. Instead, it's back up to Rawhauser. Mason Rawhauser gives it up to Allen. Allen for three, and Newcastle adds a triple. Time for a timeout from the Lander bench. 58-35. We'll step aside and come back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Cover personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
The Tigers play here. KOVE Radio.
Lander Tigers rolling here in the fourth quarter, hosting Newcastle in their second game of the Lander Invite. Tigers on top 58-35 as we're back to fourth quarter action. Lander on the inbound. Now Finn McFadden spinning by the left elbow. Puts up a shot that's too shallow off the glass. Wanted that one back, did Finn. Thatcher Troffgruben the other way for the Dogies. Newcastle skipping across the play. And it's a drive in that is no good. First time we've seen Newcastle kind of try to solo ISO drive in from the outside. Didn't work out for Newcastle that time. Iron Eyes has the ball for Lander. He dropped it off beautifully to Noah St. Clair. Lander up 60-35. Here's another turnover that's forced ahead to Finn McFadden. McFadden looking for the dunk for a second there. He thought about it. Finn McFadden elevating to the rim and finishes the play with another two. Lander points off turnovers again as Newcastle tries to answer at the other end with Teddy Troffgruben. That shot is no good. Offensive board pulled down. Thatcher Troffgruben is a ways away. He'll drive in, draw some contact, and put the bucket home. Nice drive there from Thatcher Troffgruben. You can see for Newcastle, he's going to be a key part of their offense throughout the entire season. Their senior point guard. Junior brother Teddy is no slouch either for the Dogies. A couple of subs in now, including Porter Plaisted. 3:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Tigers on top 62-37. Pending free throw from Thatcher Troffgruben. Trying to get that three-point play. Free throw is no good. It's been a long day at the gym, guys. It just has. Finn McFadden across the timeline now for the Tigers. Plaisted. Finn McFadden driving in, faking, and then dishing to the corner. Pretty move. Shot from the corner is no good. Offensive rebound is pulled down by Plaisted. And now he gets the re-entry pass, but he missed off the glass. 3:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Teddy Troffgruben driving in. Somehow finishes that play with a nice layup. Strong move to the basket by Teddy Troffgruben. 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Hollingshead, Pax is back into the game. Hands off to Iron Eyes. Now to the top of the key is Plaisted. Hollingshead driving in. Hands the ball off to Porter Plaisted. Ball is stolen away at the top of the key again. And a nice close on the ball from Keaton Iron Eyes to save the possession. But that has happened to the Tigers at least 4 times for points throughout this game. That passing around the top of the key has been picked off consistently by Newcastle. On the inbound, the three is no good, but the putback from Teddy Troffgruben is there. Lander leads 62-41 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 2.5 to go. Finn McFadden trying to dribble through the top of that zone. Instead gives it off to Plaisted. Plaisted picks up his dribble. Paxton Hollingshead driving in. Nice dish inside. He'll find St. Clair. Noah St. Clair with a turnaround. St. Clair has 22 on the night, and the Tigers are cruising to 2-0. Thatcher Troffgruben gives it up in the corner. 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Teddy now spinning in the lane, puts his head down on Paxton Hollingshead, puts a shot up, and that's good. Spinning all the way in on Paxton Hollingshead and finally working his way to a bucket was Teddy Troffgruben. Here's Finn McFadden. All kinds of contacts at the top, and Finn does a push-up after he is fouled hard. 1:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Lander is going to win their second game of the year. McFadden takes advantage of an open lane, dishes to Paxton Hollingshead for three. That's no good, just a touch short. Defensive rebound was pulled down by Rawhauser. Rawhauser ahead to Thatcher Troffgruben, who puts it home for 2. Some life here from Newcastle's offense in the second half, just too little too late as Stu Mullins will empty his bench at the next whistle. Paxton Hollingshead working left side outside to Iron Eyes. Keaton Iron Eyes lost the handle. Gave it to Finn McFadden, driving in. Finn with a Euro step up underneath and couldn't finish the pretty shot. Nice offensive rebound from Noah St. Clair, though. St. Clair puts it in for 66-45 Tigers. Under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Thatcher Troffgruben gives it up to Teddy. Teddy driving in. Gives it back out to Hathaway. Colton Hathaway now top of the key. Left elbow, lost the handle. 45 seconds remaining. There's a floater in the lane for Newcastle. No good. Offensive board pulled down by Keaton Iron Eyes. 37 seconds left. Lander can hold it if they want to. See what they want to do. Iron Eyes driving in. Nice pass down low. A little bit too hot for Noah St. Clair. And there's a scrum for the ball. It is thrown out of bounds by Keaton Iron Eyes, who says, I swear there was a white jersey there a second ago. Threw the ball out of bounds, and now 5 for 5 substitutions as Stu Mullins clears the bench with 25.8 seconds remaining. Some applause from the spattering of Lander faithful for the 5 on the floor as Lander closes out their second win of the day, second win of the season. Here's a bomb 3 that's taken and good. There's Kyan Allen, who kind of lowers his head and says, where's that been from me all day? 10 seconds remaining. Across the timeline, that should be all she wrote with Hereford. Driving in, gives it up to Gwynna. Gwynna skips it for a win. Lander Tigers 2-0. And the ladies and the boys sweep the first day of the Lander Invite. Final score, Lander Tigers 66, Newcastle 48. Back right after this with a postgame show on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Myers Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com. Today.
Welcome to Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion into Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach programs. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Proud to support Lander Valley High School. We are KOVE.
Yes, we are, and yes, we are. Welcome back to the final moments of our first day of the Lander Invites. Big day for the Tigers all around. Started earlier this morning into the early afternoon and then the evening sessions, but the boys and girls for Lander win a perfect 4-0 against Rollins and then Newcastle, as this is the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show following the boys' win over Newcastle. Brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto, proud to support our local athletes. Their full-service tire and auto shops at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. The boys beat the Rollins Outlaws 69-63 early this afternoon, and the Lander Tiger boys bounce back to beat Newcastle 66-48 in the night session. So both the Lander boys and girls are 2-0 to start this regular season. Should be hearing from head coach of the Lander Tigers, Stu Mullins, momentarily. Get you Stu as soon as we can, but has to be a relatively happy head coach, if head coaches are ever fully happy after this first day of the regular season. Great way to get the season underway with a 2-0 record. Scoring for the Lander Tigers in that game, Noah St. Clair leading all scorers and leading the Lander Tigers in scoring with 24 points. Finn McFadden, the only other double-digit scorer on the sheet, with 10. But what stands out about the Tigers from the score sheet is the number of players who got points in this game. By my count, we have 8 Tigers who scored. So St. Clair with 24, McFadden with 10, Quincy Gwynna with 9, Keaton Iron Eyes had 6 by my tally, as did Gavin Romer. You had Porter Plaisted with 4, Paxton Hollingshead had 4, and Darian Herford had 3, again from my unofficial score sheet. So you had a big score in Noah St. Clair. You had a contributor in Finn McFadden with 10, Quincy Gwynna with 9, but you had, maybe more importantly, you had 8 different Tigers on the score sheet in what was a well-rounded team victory and their second win of the season, 66-48 over Newcastle. Thermopolis is the opponent tomorrow night. I believe Powell is the opponent for both the boys and the girls on Saturday afternoon, so we're going to be back here tomorrow for the evening session and then Saturday afternoon from the Lander Invites. So we're about halfway done when it comes to Lander Tiger basketball for the weekend, with a couple of games coming up on Friday and Saturday. Are expecting head coach Stu Mullins to join us here in the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show. Hopefully get Coach Mullins up here right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Who is RE/MAX All-Star Realtors? We're a professional real estate agency where your success is our priority. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we're here to guide you every step of the way. With unmatched professionalism and a track record of delivering results, we're your trusted partners in real estate. Your success is our top priority. Find your perfect property with RE/MAX All-Star Realtors. Contact us at 307-856-7827 or visit remaxriverton.com.
your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Scott Fuller with you, wrapping up our first day of coverage here from the Lander Invite. Your Lander Tigers are 2-0, and that's the case whether we're talking about the boys or the girls, as victories over Rollins and then Newcastle have opened up both the Lander boys and girls regular seasons, rounding out the day one more time. We got started late this morning, as a matter of fact, with the first game of the Lander Invite. Tigers hosting the Lady Outlaws of Rollins. Landers girls winning 63-14. That was followed up by a more interesting down the stretch boys rendition of that game between Lander and Rollins. Tigers come out on top 69-63, but Lander was up by 10 very early in that game. Cut a little bit into as the game went on into the second quarter by Rollins. Kind of punch for punch in the third quarter, and then with 30 seconds to go in the game, Lander was up 10. And they end up winning by 4, so they outlast Rollins for their first victory. In the evening session, the Lander girls took care of Newcastle 64-22. That game never really in doubt, nor I would say was this second boys game, as the boys beat Newcastle 66-48 was the final score. And so scoring for the girls, 63 and 64. Scoring for the boys, pretty consistent, 69 and 66. Once again, Thermopolis is the opponent coming up tomorrow evening. We'll get you a full schedule on that at county10.com, but I believe that's a 5:30 start time, and then we have 2:30 and 4 p.m. for the start times for Lander taking on Powell on Saturday. So plenty of basketball from Lander still to come here on the Bailey Tire and Auto postgame show, hoping for comments from head coach Stu Mullins as he wraps up a long day to open the regular season with his team. Rounding out the scoring one more time in this second boys game against Newcastle, it was Noah St. Clair with 24 points. Finn McFadden had 10. Quincy Gwynna, nice addition to this Lander roster, I think this year, had 9 points. We had Gavin Romer with 6 down low. Porter Plainston. And Saturday is Landers girls against Powell to open things up in the afternoon at 2:30, and the Lander boys will play Powell to round out the season opening tournament at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. All those games will be broadcast on 1330 KOVE, as well as online at county10.com. Congrats to the Lander boys and girls. I was very interested to see both teams kind of where they sat after the offseason, but mostly after the way last season ended. Starting in about February, both those teams were in pretty good places. There was a week in particular in early February where both those teams got 3 consecutive wins. I think they were all 3 home wins, but it was in a span of about 7 days, and I think 2 of those games were back-to-back days on a weekend, and that seemed to turn both seasons around. And they're different teams with different styles, but they do have some similarities in the way that they're coached. And by the time we got to regionals, they had slipped a little. That Worland road trip last year was kind of a tough one, especially for the girls' side, I think. But heading into a Thermopolis at regionals last year, really thought, not necessarily a state championship or anything like that, but I expected Lander to squeeze into the state tournament, especially on the girls' side, and even on the boys' side if they played as well as they could. And they lost every game. Both teams lost every game at regionals, I believe, last year. And so missed a trip to Casper. That's obviously the goal of every high school basketball team on this first day of the regular season. It's a ways off, have that Christmas break coming up here in about a week or so, and then we get into the nitty-gritty of high school basketball season, and then eventually heavy into conference play. Regionals are in Lander this year, and then off to Casper. So a lot of basketball left to go in the young season. We're going to have to catch up with Stu Mullins, I think, we'll catch up with Stu Mullins later and play that back for you tomorrow evening as we're back on the air before 5:30 tomorrow night with the Lander Tigers taking on Thermopolis with back-to-back girls and boys games starting at approximately 5:30. Might be a little delayed depending on how the earlier tournament games go in the day on Friday, but a fun full day of basketball here at Lander Valley High School with the Lander Invite. Most importantly, the Tigers, both of them, boys and girls, are 2-0 to start the regular season. Thanks for joining us here at county10.com and streaming live at county10.com as well as on 1330 KOVE. Scott Fuller signing off until tomorrow, right here from Lander.